You are tuned in to episode 84. Yes, episode 84 of the Goodfellas podcast. I am your host, G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru, in the building. I'm in a solo layout right now. Boxing First Vlog. Big shout out to him. Hopefully he'll stop through in a little bit. Big shout out to VP Shane. Hopefully he'll stop through in a little bit. This is our first time on since Thursday of last week, and we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Big shout out to everybody that continues to support the cause. G5 Jeff TV. We've had a lot happen over the past couple months, and it hasn't really been easy for any of us. For Boxing First Vlog, for Shane and myself, but we continue to plug along and continue to try to be one of the voices of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Several voices of the sport. Before I even get started, y'all know how I do. Anybody that's listening right now, if you can hear me and you can hear me okay, put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Once I see that 1, then I'm going to get up and start it. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. But this is episode 84 of the Goodfellas podcast, and we got a whole bunch to talk about. Man, I I gotta get some stuff off my chest. I have to admit when I've been wrong, and I'm definitely gonna do that today. And man, this weekend was just crazy in the sport of boxing, and of course, we're gonna talk Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte today. Of course, we're gonna talk Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez this upcoming weekend, which is a magnificent fight. It is a magnificent fight, and it's a fight that it's just along a good run of fights that we've been having in 2022. It's been a really good year so far. Big shout out to my guy VP Shane in the building. What's going on, bro?
Please tell me you can hear me.
I can hear you, but your screen is frozen.
I'm frozen still.
No, you're not frozen now. I think you're good. Say something real quick.
Yeah. Can you hear? I'm just going to keep speaking and then hopefully it just stays in sync.
Yeah, you good. You good right there, bro. For the people that don't know, this is VP Shane, aka Ice Cold Shane in the building.
Next week I'll be back in my normal location. This is my last week like this, bro.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But bro, I can't even call it crow. Like I can't even call it crow.
None of us are eating crow because we didn't bet on Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, we didn't bet on him, but I mean,
I'm just disappointed. I mean, I've seen so much people, and to be honest, I have to give this person a shout out. This is one of the few people I watch regularly is Hatman. And I saw Hatman do a video, and normally I agree with most things Hatman says. I strongly disagree with this. He said we shouldn't discredit Dillian Whyte. We should have given credit to Fury. Let me tell you why I disagree with that so much. Because to me, watching that fight was just the perfect example of lack of preparation and poor preparation. Poor preparation. Like, to me, it was terrible game plan, terrible execution. I'll tell you why. Because if there was anything you would have asked me that I would have expected, the bare minimum was Dillian Whyte wasn't going to go single shooting. He ain't going to go like he's in a strip club just throwing ones. He's going to go and load up. Even if he misses 2s and 3s, he's going to go and let his hands go. Immediately, I knew he was going to lose after the second round, purely and simply because his whole entire game plan was trying to land one big shot, one big shot. And I just knew that was a problem. There was a time me and my cousin was watching it. He backed Fury up to the corner, and he was just hesitating instead of just throwing threes and fours. Even if you throw threes and fours and a jab, 3, 4, 5 jabs, head and body, 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. Even if you miss, just don't go shooting ones. Just don't go shooting ones. It's terrible, terrible, terrible preparation, terrible game plan. And one of the things Dillian Whyte said was we didn't get no one in sparring that could imitate Tyson Fury. That's poor preparation again. Because I'll tell you why. It ain't even about getting someone in sparring. It's also fighting style. I brought this up in the last podcast. Dillian Whyte's fought Povetkin, Rivas, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, Lucas Brown. Those dudes are all the same height as him. All the same height as him. If you look at lead up to his world title fight, the world champions in his time has been AJ, Wilder, and Fury. No, both of those dudes are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" plus. They're tall dudes. To me, there's only 2 times he's fought someone over 6'6", and that was Marius Wack and Robert Helenius. Both of those dudes, there were terrible performances by Dillian Whyte. So to me, the fact that he didn't get someone in preparation, and I can think of 3, 4 fighters right now that he could have got into camp. Right now, that would have given him real good work and would have tested his footwork as well as the range. And I saw the people he had in his camp. None of them were anywhere near the height of Tyson Fury. So I'm just thinking, terrible preparation, terrible execution. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Can I say one last thing before you go, Jeff?
Go, run it. Do your thing. Run it.
I said this on Instagram and I'm saying this now. There was 94,001 fan in that arena. There was supposed to be only 94,000, but Dillian Whyte was that extra one fan. Because this dude had an $8 million seat. This dude was a spectator in there, bro. I mean, I literally don't know what other job he had other than being a spectator, because you had 94,000 fans. You spent 10,000, 12,000, 5,000 on tickets, and this guy got paid to be a spectator, bro. I can't believe it. Like, it was a terror, bro. I can't do it, bro. I can't.
Yeah, I love Shane, man. I just all time, man. I can't wait for you to get back to home field, man. Like, that's funny. That is funny. That's actually a timestamp. That's a timestamp. 7 minutes 30 seconds in, man. Yeah, I was so disappointment is not. I don't even feel like that's a strong enough word, because anybody that's been on this channel for years or since the inception, we've been lobbying for Dillian Whyte for about 4 years. We've been lobbying for him for a very long time.
Maybe even longer. Maybe even longer.
I think I've been lobbying for Dillian Whyte since before I started the channel. I mean, it was crazy. You know what I mean? So for the people that's not familiar with how long back Shane and I have been lobbying for Dillian Whyte, let me take y'all down memory lane before I get to what happened Saturday. So Dillian Whyte had an opportunity to fight Kubrat Pulev years ago, and that would have got him a mandatory slot against Anthony Joshua. And he was only going to get 25% of the pot. Shane and I have a video on this channel saying, yo, don't deal with the WBC. Take the short money with Kubrat Pulev, whip his ass, and then you got a shot at Anthony Joshua. He didn't listen to us, and he went the whole WBC route.
Kubrat Pulev got a title shot before him, and Dillian Whyte ended up going through so much legal battles, sanctioning fees, when he could have had a title shot maybe 2 years ago.
Right then and there, 2 years ago. So that's
the short-term money. That's what Jeff was saying, but he didn't listen, and he ended up going through the wrong.
He didn't listen. When the WBC they glanced over Dillian Whyte, gave Dominic Brazil the shot at Wilder. We screamed about that. Even when people were saying, "Oh, well, he was supposed to fight Ortiz," that wasn't the case. He was the number one. When you are the number one contender, general thinking is you should be the mandatory. So they
Yeah, at
linked
least
up,
fight number 2.
at
At least
least
fight
fight the
someone.
number two.
Bro.
They
At
didn't
least
give him
fight
the yeah, they didn't give that's even back then, like it's crazy because back then we were sitting up there, we was just like, how are you the number one contender and you're not in the mix? You're not in the mix to get a mandatory shot. Like they literally gave it to someone else that's not even in the top 10. Go ahead.
Bro, take over. I'm just getting my charger.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. So the thing, let me get in the comments real quick. Um, Big shout out to my guy YSM Sports Media. Before I even get started with his comment, man, like he's over 12,000 right now. If you're not subscribed to YSM Sports Media, man, please go over there, go subscribe to him, man. One of the hottest boxing media dudes out here, man. Like legit, like one of the hottest out here, man. Definitely go subscribe to him, man, for sure. Said thoughts on the push. Um, I mean, ain't nobody blind. Like, I mean, the push happened. You know, the push is not the reason he was staggering though. It was the shot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a push give somebody the stank leg after they got up. You know what I mean? So the push, yeah, he pushed him. But if YSM, if you remember Rolly's last fight, knocked the dude down and gave him a little push, helped him out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the push is not the reason why he was practically out on his feet. It was that uppercut, and we gonna get into that in a minute because I got some issues with that as well, more so than the push. Um, a Shane,
Yo,
I told everybody go subscribe to YSM. I said he up to 12,002, 12.2. I said he one of the hottest media dudes out there on the boxing tip, man. Like if you're
that's
not
family right
subscribed
there.
to him, yeah, if you're not subscribed to him, man, definitely go subscribe to him, man. Like that's
But I
a
wanted to
must
get onto
subscribe.
that push, though. I wanted to talk about that
That's
push.
well, I said this. I'm gonna let you go. And nobody's blind. I'm like the push happened, but the push is not the reason why he got up with the stank leg.
And it's an isolated incident because I thought Dillian Whyte lost the fight from the 3rd round. Me personally, regardless of how people look at it, I thought Dillian Whyte lost it from the 3rd round.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, and I guess with the push, he got hit with a good shot. It wasn't a great shot, but it was a good. And I'm gonna get into that in a second too. The push. I mean, what do you do in that scenario? Do you take a point for him pushing? So let me so
No,
let me so
because
let me run this scenario. Let me run this scenario real quick, right? Because there's people that have a problem with the push, right? People have a problem with the push happening. So let's just run it where let's just say the push gets addressed, right? So he hits Dillian Whyte with an uppercut. He's on his way down. Tyson Fury does like this, little push, and he falls down. So let's just say, for instance, for the people that want the push to be addressed, let's just say the referee takes a point, right? Referee takes a point. Dillian Whyte gets up. He's still staggering. Even if the referee was going to take a point from Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte was so messed up he didn't even get to that point. He
yeah,
staggered into the ref.
and people don't understand. Whoever's talking about the push obviously doesn't understand the concept of boxing. I mean,
It's
you
plenty of them.
probably
It's a lot of
you
them.
probably see 15 pushes in a fight, bro. When you're in the clinch and someone's trying to initiate a clinch, you push them away. When you're holding someone and you're trying to get someone off, you push them away. If you're about to knock someone out and then someone's trying to get close to you and not giving you the room, you push them away. Bro, you push someone about 3-4 times around in a fight, bro. It's just the way it goes. In that fight itself, Dillian Whyte used his forearm and his elbow to push Tyson Fury's head over the top ropes, which I will say if there's anything Dillian Whyte done well in that fight was clinching. He actually clinched well. That's the only thing I say he done well in that fight was he clinched well. Everything else he was dreadful. So I don't even care about that push because the push he lost the fight because, and a lot of people say, and I heard Dominic Ingalls say, who told Dillian Whyte to go southpaw. If I'm being honest, the best round he had was when he was southpaw, and that was the first round. Let's keep it all the way 100. I think it caught everybody
But
off guard so bad
but
that
that's
Tyson
why
Fury
he had a
didn't
good
throw
round.
punches for free.
But
Literally, Tyson Fury didn't throw punches for 3 minutes because
but
he literally was like, "What is Dillian Whyte doing?" I think he was
but
shocked.
that's why he had a good round. It wasn't because he was showing some southpaw skill. It was because
No,
of the
it's
element of
just
surprise. You
literally.
know, yeah.
That's the only thing I
It,
can say.
you know what, bro? And again, and Shane, just to let you know, there are a lot of people that got a problem with the push. So again, I'm gonna run this scenario by you. Let's just say you're the referee, right? And you seen the push, but you seen the uppercut first. So you want to deduct Tyson Fury a point for the push, right? That's for the people that want something done because of the push. Okay, the knockdown happens. Dillian Whyte gets up. Referee asks him to walk forward. He staggers into the ref. He stopped the fight. He stopped the fight because of what? The uppercut or the push, Shane?
Obviously, because of the punch.
Absolutely. End the story.
The argument that
End the story. You know what I'm saying?
argument that people would make is that he should get extra time. I'll give you an example. I remember there's two examples I'll give you. One is when Gravatsky versed Bradis, and Bradis hit Gravatsky with a shot, and
Yeah.
then he followed up with an elbow. The elbow, what's it called? The elbow literally floored Gravatsky to the ground. Illegal shot. The referee lets Gravatsky come up. He gives him time to recover. When he gives him time to recover, Bradis knocks him out.
Right.
Basically, the damage is already done.
Right.
And it would have been the exact same situation with Dillian Whyte. The damage is already done. If he gets up, he's going to get knocked out anyway. The same thing happened with Gravatsky. Another situation was with Madrimov, where Madrimov literally knocks a dude out clean, knocked him out clean. And the referee sees it as a slip. I don't know how he sees it as a slip, but he sees it as a slip. And when he sees it as a slip, the referee allows the dude to come up to his feet, gives him time to recover, and then once he gives him time to recover, the dude actually survives. So it all comes down to the individual and the circumstance itself. But to me, when you look at that situation itself, when Dillian Whyte returned to his feet, as Jeff was saying, he was out of it. He was out of it.
He was out because of the punch and not because of the push. And like I said, if a referee is going to take any type of disciplinary action, he has to make sure that Dillian Whyte is okay first, because the punch is the first thing that happened.
Yeah,
of course. Push happened afterwards. My God, Tree James in the building, man. Big shout out to Tree James.
First of all, that background as well. That background is
dope. That background is fire. That background is fire. Yo, off top, my man Tree James is ranked number 6 in the world at 175 pounds, and I need for people to give him his props on BoxRec. You understand what I'm saying? Tree James is ranked number 6 on BoxRec at 175. Yeah, but his last two fights has been at 175. He been working his way down, but he ranked number 6.
Personally, I feel like he deserves his flowers, because no offense to you, bro, whoever was managing the first 6-7 fights of your career don't know about boxing.
Absolutely.
Because whether people want to say I don't know what I'm talking about, I do know what I talk about. It doesn't matter. But I've been watching boxing literally my whole life, and I've never seen anyone for their first 9 fights fought nothing but undefeated fighters. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen that in my life. That's literally what Lomachenko done or something like that. I mean, Lomachenko or Usyk or something.
I talked to Tree first time I met him. It was like 2 years ago. And I still got the interview on the channel for people that want to check it out. I told Tree live on that interview, I said, bro, you do know it's okay for you to fight somebody that's not undefeated, right? I'm like, yo, I don't know who's managing you. But I said it during the interview. I said, bro, I don't know who's managing you. I said, but there's a right way and a wrong way to manage a fighter. I said, bro, no disrespect. And I said that 2 years ago. I was like, bro, like you need a couple home games. You need fights to build your confidence up and things like that.
Style. What you got to understand is there's different ways to skin a cat. So if every single time you're fighting an undefeated fighter, majority of the time you're fighting someone who's got a unique style to the person previously, and majority of the time you're going to be brought in as an opponent. So that means you have to fight a different style to adjust to who's in front of you. Whereas when
And
you're coming up, you fight your style, and opponents are picked, made to tailor to your style, so you can almost refine your craft.
And bro, and the thing about it, before we move on from that, is the thing with Tree is when you fight an undefeated fighters and you're pulled in as the opponent, you fighting not only the fighter in the ring, but you fighting the judges, you fighting the politics, you fighting the promoter, you fighting everybody else. You have to literally go in there and try to get a knockout, or there's a chance you might get robbed. So you
Right.
how can you go? It's like you going into the workplace and you stressed out. How can you perform your job if you stressed out, if you know all the odds are against you? So it's good to see Tree kind of, like just turn everything around. But I told him 2 years ago he was going to turn everything around. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Tree James, man. He said Whyte looked like he did his last fight, that uppercut though.
I don't think he did, bro. Because when you saw the Povetkin fight, there was just so much more urgency. Like he literally was fighting like he was in a rush. Whereas on the weekend, he looked like every punch he had to throw was $500, or every punch was 10% of his purse. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my hands in my pocket. The dude didn't throw hardly anything. Like I think
Right.
they done a thing on ESPN. Cause I watched the ESPN one. They said Dylan White throws 61 punches around. He throws 61 punches around. I think after 4 rounds, Dylan White had thrown 40 something punches after 4 rounds.
Yeah,
That's 10 punches around, bro.
yo, you know what, Tree? Here's the thing. So now again, I might be wrong on this one, but when Povetkin caught him, it wasn't an uppercut. It was a 45 shot, but it came from underneath.
Yeah, it's
Came
still
from
up.
underneath. It's still an uppercut. But I said, yo, that was a lucky shot. I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. There's no way on God's green earth Tyson Fury should have landed that shot from the angle and the distance in which he threw it. Is no way he should have landed that shot.
No chance. No
No
way.
chance.
No
You know
chance.
what? Hold on a second, because I actually want to show the actual knock. Like I actually want to show the actual knockout. I actually want to show it. Like it's crazy because if you look at it, he's mid range and Shane. Remember we said this in the last podcast. We was like, yo, remember we was talking about Fundora. And we was like, yo, with Fundora, he can actually throw. He's one of the only dudes that we know that can throw an uppercut from mid range and be okay.
Mhm.
That's exactly what Tyson Fury did. He threw an uppercut from mid range.
But one of the main reasons why throwing an uppercut from mid range or long range is an automatic problem is because the distance that it has to cover and the speed it does. Because Tyson Fury's got long arms, it means it takes longer to travel the distance. So he's literally got to literally wind the shot up and land it. The reason why Dylan White's in trouble is he's standing in no man's land. And one thing you got to understand is it's a bit similar to when Ortiz gets hit with a straight right in the second fight by Wilder. He's standing in no man's land. One of the rules you want to do in boxing is if you're going to stand at mid-range, which means in firing line of a power shot, either you got to make sure your body and your head's off the line or you're throwing. There's two things you got to do. Dylan White was doing neither. So when you're like in boxing, there's an imaginary line. Imagine there's an imaginary line. You draw that line. Any top fighter will draw a line in the sand and say, once you cross that line, fire. In order for you to cross that line, you have to be coming with heavy artillery. It's like literally when you're at battle and you're literally seeing at the border of an opponent's territory where you know the moment you go over this line, gunshots will be raining in your direction. You have to be coming with firepower. You can't just be standing in the rain, not expecting to get wet. And Dylan White done exactly that. And I don't know, that is a schoolboy mistake. Schoolboy mistake. Because anybody who's been in the ring before will tell you don't do that.
Hey Shane, I'm gonna actually show the actual knockout for the people. I'm gonna be on the screen. But I want people to actually see the shot. like actually see the shot, see the push, and all that. Just for people that's on here, this video is for commentary only, which is allowed under the Fair Use Act. Just want to get that out there. We don't want the YouTube boys after us. Give me a second on this one. Yeah, but it's crazy, bro. Like it's the shot he got. I never in a million years would I have thought like he'd have got caught with a shot like that, bro. Like real red.
What's the shot, bro? It's so funny. What is the shot?
That was a oh my god.
Now I don't think you gone to the uppercut yet.
No, I haven't got to the uppercut yet. It's about a minute.
Like that.
He was so sloppy. Look at that.
Look why caught him in the corner. He didn't even throw no punches.
Yeah. Oh, he ain't even showed a shot. Hold on. Oh, it froze. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I can see it froze.
I'm gonna pull up a
Put it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a different video. But yo, like the thing that's crazy, yo, is let me run through these comments real quick. Burt Wood in the building. Big shout out to Burt Wood. He said best corner is overlooked. Sugar Hill, best he adjusts.
I don't think
go ahead.
No, I respect Sugar Hill and I definitely respect Burt Wood. I just don't think Dillian Whyte he done anything that made Tyson Fury make an adjustment. Yeah, Tyson Fury came out in southpaw in the second round, but I don't think that was because of what Dillian done. I just feel like Tyson Fury was so comfortable so early because I feel like Dillian Whyte showed his hand. You know, to me, one of the only things Tyson Fury would have had to worry about if I was in Dillian Whyte's corner was freeze and fours. If I knew that Dillian Whyte's game plan was going in there looking for a single, I would have put my house and home on Tyson Fury winning, because you can't land a single shot to get Tyson Fury out of there. And once Tyson Fury realized this dude's just trying to look for one big single, it was an easy fight. I mean, Tyson Fury's an elite fighter for a reason, and elite fighters don't get caught with rudimental single shots unless you're an elite puncher like Wilder, which Dillian Whyte isn't. And I don't know why he decided to revert to game plans or tactics that he doesn't usually use. Dillian Whyte is a wear down, get in the trenches, let his hands go type fighter. As I said, but ESPN said he throws 60 punches a round or 62 punches a round. He threw 40 punches after 4 rounds, bro. That's 10 punches a round. There's a reason why your punch output goes from 60 to 10.
Yeah, facts. YSM said didn't know that. What are you talking about? You got off camera when I said he had an opportunity at Kubrat Pula for 25%.
No, I was on camera at the time.
Okay, yeah. Nah, he said his career was mismanaged. I would say
most
so.
dudes that Matchroom's career has been mismanaged.
To be honest with you, they should have been cutting us a check about 3 years ago, for real. Because a lot of the stuff, I put it to you like this: if they'd have been listening to us, the Dillian Whyte situation would have never happened. The AJ Usyk situation would have never happened. There's a whole lot that would have never happened.
Kelly situation would have
never happened. I'm telling you, and we don't claim to know it all, but we know enough to know when something wrong. I tell you that much. Burt Wood, Shane Wright. He said Shane White, southpaw. What was that about?
I don't know. I
don't know either.
The only thing I can think of is the fact that they just done it for misdirection. Literally, like almost like a hocus pocus, like almost to gain a bit of confusion, to get into the to Fury's head. And I think it worked. But it gotta come with some output, bro. It's gotta come with output.
Yeah, element of surprise sets up the table, but you still gotta eat though.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? This dude left his knife and fork at home. He left his plate at home. He left everything at home, bro.
He set the table, man. But the fork and the knife was still in the drawer. You know what I mean? He wasn't ready to eat. Facts. YSM Ortiz positive test calls Wilder versus Brazil. Well, see, that's the thing though. So Ortiz tested positive, but that was
that's incorrect.
That's a separate thing.
That's also incorrect, bro. Ortiz's positive test was Bermane Stavern and Wilder. If you remember, Bermane Stavern was supposed to fight Brazil on the undercard of Whyte versus Ortiz. I mean, Wilder versus Ortiz. Ortiz failed the drugs test. Bermane Stavern was upgraded to the main event, and because Brazil was already contracted to be fighting against the Bermane Stavern, he ended up just getting elevated to mandatory.
And let
That
me
was
let me
literally
add
it.
on. Yeah, let me add on to that. And during that time, bro, that was the second straight opponent that Wilder had that tested positive. So right before that, the Povetkin thing happened. He was supposed to go over to Russia. Povetkin tested positive for the juices. Then he came back and he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna fight Luis Ortiz. And then Luis Ortiz got banged for the juices. So he went through that whole situation. So my point was, okay, the Brazil thing was in play. Cool. What I'm saying is Dillian Whyte was never put into the equation to fight Brazil for the mandatory spot. And I'm like, what else do you have to do if you're already the number one guy in the sanctioning body? Like, what else do you have to do? You understand what I'm saying? So that was the point I was going with it. But I'm like you said, like he was just mismanaged. He was mismanaged, like bad. My guy Bruce in the building, man. So he said, salute my brothers eating and listening, man. Hey, yo, he gonna have Shane Mosley's dad on his channel, I think tonight. Bruce is definitely doing his thing, man. Go subscribe to Bruce for sure. Toshi in the building. Big shout out to Toshi. He said the push saved Dillian from more punishment. That's the way you're looking at it. But I
I
think he would have
mean,
fell anyway.
yeah.
Tree James said, dreadful, Shane. Dillian Whyte looking dreadful. Bro, it was bad, bro. It was bad. I was so disappointed, man. Like, I was so disappointed. YSM, I brought it up because I read Dillian's statement, so I wanted to check the temperature in the UK.
Well, I'm not in the UK, but I
What
spoke
was
to
his
my boy.
statement? What was his statement?
He basically blamed the fact that the ref didn't do his job and he should have got extra time. And he said it was a close fight. I don't know what he was watching. He's on crack. And he said that the punch buzzed him, but it's when he got pushed, his head hit the back of the canvas, and it is what caused the actual knockout.
Can
And
I
he's still
say something real quick?
gone.
First of all, I'm kind of worried. I'm talking about the punch resistance for Dillian Whyte because that uppercut landed. It didn't land clean though. Like I would say about maybe about 60%, Shane, about 60-70%
Maybe
land,
even less. Maybe
maybe
even
less.
less.
He caught the side. He caught the side of his face. He caught the side of his face. So
But it
it
wasn't
wasn't
a
a
chin shot. It wasn't a
it
chin
wasn't a
shot.
chin shot. It was the side of the face shot. Because usually when you get knocked out like that, you usually hit the point of the chin. So when you hit the point of the chin, all
Like
of that
with the
pressure goes
Povetkin
up.
one,
That was
that was
that
a
was a
knockout.
chin shot. That was a chin shot. That the one that Fury landed, it wasn't a chin shot. So when the reason why they say you want to hit a guy at the point of the chin, especially with even if it's even with an uppercut, all that pressure goes up. You know what I'm saying? All that pressure goes up. Is it once it gets up here, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even hit him. I would say 50%. Like in the angle in which he threw it, he didn't even get all his mustard into it. That's why I was just like, I was like,
But
man.
to answer YSM's question about the temperature in the UK, I mean, most people are just ridiculing Dillian Whyte and his performance. I mean, you waited 2,000 days to do nothing. Let's keep it all the way 100. He waited 2,000 days, or however many days you want to look at it, 1,100 or whatever many days it was, and you done nothing. You
Bro,
done absolutely nothing.
went to court to do that. Like you took the WBC to court to do that. You threw Mauricio Suleiman under the bus. And this is why we said in the beginning, when you take that approach of, yo, I'm not going to promote this, I'm not going to promote that, Shane, what did we say? If you're going to take that approach, when they come fight night, you better perform. Because
Have
if you
to.
don't,
You have
if you
to.
don't, if you don't, you're going to catch it. And
And
that's
he's
what's
catching it from
going on right now.
everyone right now. Even Frank Warren said he will never do a show with this dude. Eddie Hearn came out blasting this dude as well. Not blasting, but he basically said Dillian Whyte done nothing, basically. He was ridiculed. Bro, every single person in the UK, every fan that I've ever spoke to, other than Hatman, is just basically saying this guy done abysmal. Like it was a terrible performance.
It
Just
was a
terrible.
trash. It was
And I
Brian
don't
something. It was
want
a
to hear
trash.
that this Tyson Fury is great. He's great, but he done worse than Francesco Pianetta, bro. I swear to God, I mean that to the bottom of my heart.
Good point.
Dillian
Good
Whyte
point.
done worse than Francesco Pianetta, bro.
Yeah, good
I'm
point.
being dead serious. He done worse
I
than Otto Walling. Like this was
Shane,
Tom Schwartz level, bro. This
you
was
know,
Sefa Safiri level, bro.
you know the thing that's crazy. The thing that's crazy about Dillian White, like, and I said this to you. I don't know if we was on camera or off camera, and I said to you, I said, yo, the press conference and the tickling and all that shit. I was just like, yo, like, I was like, I don't know, like, I didn't like the vibes. And then when we found out that Tyson Fury was only 264, when we was on camera, we was like, yo, he look every bit of 275, 280. And we like, I'm like, oh yeah, he coming to put on a boxing show. And we just didn't know if he was physically able to do it. But Dillian White made it so easy for him.
Bro, it
He
didn't
made it
even come
so
down to a
yo,
factor of can
he
Tyson
made
Fury move. It
he
wasn't
made it
even that,
so
bro.
easy for him. And the thing, so let me address the Hat Man thing real quick, because that was my first time hearing that. Like, people shouldn't be ridiculing Dillian White. They should be praising Tyson Fury. Listen, a bad performance is a bad performance. Period. Like, if you only have 60 something punches through 6 rounds of the fight, that's bad, yo. Like, that's bad. So
That's
this is not
AB. That's
that's
AB, bro.
yo, that's AB type punch stats. That's Adrian Broner type punch stats. We shouldn't have that. We shouldn't have that. You know what it looked like to me?
You waited for 1,000 days to get 20% of a purse, bro. You should be livid.
Bro, he's the way he fought, he should have got 2% of the purse. Like, I'm just keeping it real. And Dillian White, that's my guy. And I know you talk to Dillian White, brother, and all that. I would tell them this to their face. He deserved 2% of the purse. The way he came out there. And we've been lobbying for Dillian White for years, bro. For years. It's almost like you promoting a product, right? And then when it comes down to you actually get the $1 billion investor in the room and you put it on display and it just don't do what it's supposed to do. Like, that's how I felt watching Dillian White Saturday. I was just like, yo, like, I'm like, what are you doing? Even before the knockout, I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
I almost felt embarrassed for him, bro. Because it was embarrassing. Like, do you know the craziest thing? Like, you know how my family setup is when it comes to big boxing events. So,
yeah,
like, all my family knew about the fight. My whole family, like, they know I love boxing. Like, I'm into boxing. But everybody in my family loves boxing. So they're like, they all watched the fight and was like, Shane, what was that, bro? What was that, bro? I'm like,
it
bro.
was
And
bad.
everybody phoned me thinking it was gonna be an easy fight. I'm like, no, Dylan's gonna put in a good performance. They all phoned me was like, bro,
It
what
was,
was that?
yo,
What was that?
it was so bad, man. Like, so bad. Pink Furry Goddess, big shout out to you, baby. Finally, I catch your stream. I can't wait for Saturday night. Yeah, we gonna get into that in a minute. Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, man, like, that's gonna be a great fight. YSM
That
says salute
deserves a
Tree.
stream of its own, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. YSM says salute Tree. Yeah, Tree is a success story within itself, like, from on a boxing level. Michael Johnson, what it do, man? What's going on with you, player? Bruce Schools, Michael Johnson, Bruce. Uh, he said, I told my boy if White gets tired in the 6th round, he would get tired and have mental he will mentally lapse and it will be a wrap. Bro, hey Michael, you know the thing that's crazy, bro. Shane and I said this before the fight. We was just like, yo, like, Tyson Fury is the last dude you can get tired against, because he already uses his size and everything with the dirty tactics and all that anyway. So if you get tired, it's gonna be a wrap.
But Dylan
So I
White was
agree with that
more
100%.
certain in the fight than Fury.
Hey, yo, hold on. I gotta cue that up, because that's a video I do have. I gotta cue that up. Hold on. I got to cue that up. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? And again, hold on. Let me put my disclaimer down here real quick. No, you 100% right. He probably was dirtier than Fury. He was.
But I respect that, though.
I'm cool with that.
That was the only part of Dylan White's performance that
I'm
I respect, bro. was the dirty tactics. He just didn't throw any punches. The only time he threw punches was clinches. Like I don't know what was going on, bro.
Yo, it was crazy, man. Like it was absolutely crazy. Let me get this. I got to get this video up here, bro. I gotta get it up here. Yo, it was crazy, bro. Cause like you have to fight dirty against Fury in a sense. You have to fight dirty against him. But to actually see Dillian White, and this ain't Dillian White's first go round as far as dirty boxing. Like let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. Hold on a second. Let me get this thing together real quick. Yeah, it was but Shane, do you agree with that? Like you have to fight a little dirty against against Fury, correct?
Of course, you know, it's an old saying, if someone fights dirty with you, you just do it back. To me,
Facts.
I believe prevention is better than cure. So if I know someone is gonna punch me in my face, I'm gonna hit them before they hit me. That's all it
That's
is,
a
bro.
fact. I'm gonna put this up real quick. So y'all can see kind of the dirty stuff that was going on in this fight. And again, this is commentating purposes only. So yeah, see, look at that.
Bro, can you pull that back up 1 second? Go back to the start.
All right, I got you.
Go back to the start. You see when he transitions forward. I don't want to hear anyone tell me about slow feet. Look how easy Dillian Whyte was able to close that distance. He didn't throw no punches, though. Look, he closed that distance so quick. Look how he got in, but he didn't throw no punches, bro. He
Right,
transitioned into the corner, but he didn't throw punches.
right. Yeah, I is look at the. It's crazy. See, that's the left hook that should have landed. See, hitting in the back of the head, that's the dirty stuff. See,
I like it. I like it though. Do it back. I don't mind it. Do it. It's
yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, they like two big ass kids, yo. And the ref, yo, and I don't understand why they get these 5'1" dudes. Uh, I don't understand why they get these 5'1" referees in there with the heavyweights, man. Like I don't,
But
I don't,
bro,
I don't get it.
can I bring it back? You don't have to watch it again, but do you know what I mean about when people are talking about Tyson
Nah, you want
Fury
me to run
being
it
so
back? Let me run it back. I'll run it back.
like if you look at it, bro, that isn't about slow feet, bro. He cut the distance. He just didn't throw punches. Watch that isolated situation. There was
No, I'm about to run it
numerous
back.
times in the fight, bro. He could have done the exact same thing. Just throw punches while you do it. It's
Hey
just
Shane,
so simple.
I'm about to run it. I'm about to run it right now, bro. I'm gonna run it right back. And and talk us through it, Shane. Talk us through it. All right. Oh,
It's
you know
just the
what?
first clip that you got there, bro.
I got
It's
you.
just the
Hold
first
on.
clip you got there.
Yeah, hold on. It went to the next video. Hold on a second. Yeah, and those are things that people need to see anyway. You know what I mean? Because people hear us, talking all day long. You know what I'm saying about different things technically, and we a lot of times we don't put the visuals behind it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna put the visuals behind this one. Like, give me just a second. We're gonna definitely put the visuals behind this. But
It's
as we
cool.
run it, Shane, I want you to actually speak on what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll tell you. But for me and Jeff always say, Tyson Fury does this thing all the time. When he goes back in straight lines. He goes back in straight lines, and sometimes he leans back with his head back and his hands down. In that situation, he went back in a straight line, and there was shots open for him to throw, but Dillian Whyte didn't throw. And then people say Dillian Whyte's got slow feet. Yes, he does have slow feet, but you don't need quick feet to catch someone in transition. If someone's in transition, their body weight is moving in the completely opposite direction to their feet is. So when you're moving in the direction where their body is moving, you're gonna easily be able to cut that distance. It's very, very simple. It's like me trying to run forward and you're trying to run backwards. There's no way on earth you're gonna run faster than me.
Yeah.
It's
I'm,
boxing.
I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run this clip real quick. We're gonna run it. Again, this is for commentary only. Let y'all know. Hold on a second. All right.
Yeah, look at that first clip. This is the one. This is the one I'm talking about. Look
See,
what happens. Tyson Fury pulls back, is and Dylan
straight
White
line,
cuts that distance, straight line. And did
straight
Tyson
line.
Fury didn't do. Dylan White didn't throw any punches. That whole entire transition, he didn't throw a punch, and that's the problem. You
All you
need
have
to
to do
throw
is
a punch.
you have to commit. You have to commit to moving forward. Once you commit to moving forward, you gonna get there. See, that's a left hook that should have landed.
Like it's just literally in that the first clip, he's literally followed him back without throwing any punches. That didn't Jeff said it in the build-up. When you follow someone, you got to follow
Here you
someone
go
out the back.
again. Look, here you go again.
You follow
See?
someone out the back door, but you don't throw any punches.
He didn't throw
Why are
nothing.
you
So
following him out the back door?
what's the point you follow? Exactly. What's the point in you following him out the back door if you're not going to throw nothing? If you're not going to throw nothing, that's what I'm talking about. Crazy. Michael, he said, he says not gonna show it on BT nor Top Rank. They both skipped it.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure. Burt Wood, Shane, the crowd, 94,000 was not all for Dillian Whyte.
Nah, the truth is there wasn't 94,000 in there, bro. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe there was 94,000. There was 94,001. That's how much fun. There was 94,001, and Dillian Whyte was that one. There was only one fighter that whole day that was in that ring. One fighter in that ring, and that was Fury. The other dude just got a very, very, very good VIP pass. And this dude wasn't even backstage. This guy was on stage as a spectator. You know, when R. Kelly and Drake, he calls one of the crowds onto stage and he dances with it. That's basically what Tyson Fury done. He basically called a dude out of the crowd and then he just basically decided to perform with that dude. That's what basically happened, bro.
Yo, Michael said, nah, Whyte was asking for documents and emails from Wilder and everybody and got whooped. Bro, he looks bad all the way around. All the way around, bro. It's all the way around. Andre Southgate in the building. Go subscribe to Andre Southgate channel, man. Salute all. That was a one-sided fight. Easy work for Fury. Don't understand Whyte strategy at all in this fight. Bro, it was no strategy. That's probably the easiest answer I can give.
What's his name was saying the same thing. Teddy Atlas was like, I don't know what the game plan was for that fight.
I don't know what it was neither. But it makes sense though, because I didn't know that he didn't have tailor-made sparring partners for this fight. Bro, think about it, right? How can I take you serious if you going into a championship fight that you done waited over 2,000 days for, right? And your main sparring partner is probably Alan Babbage. He's probably my height. He's probably my height. You know what I'm saying? He's probably about 6 feet even, 5'11", something like that. How am I going to take you serious? How am I going to take you? And that's my Dillian. It hurts me to say this. That's my guy. That's my guy. Like, it hurts. Like, it hurts, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, YSM, you just proved my point, Shane, about that.
I realized I did it when I was explaining myself.
I said Ortiz was the cause by him testing hot. The whole situation. No. That was one of them two things can be right type joints. But no, you're exactly right. He said if he doesn't test hot, you get Stavern versus Brazil for the eliminated. I feel you that Whyte should have been in the mix, but the WBC was contractually obligated to give Brazil a shot. But the thing was, Stavern wasn't. He wasn't contractually obligated.
No, you know what it was? Because at that time, and shout out to another YouTube channel. I'm just shouting out YouTube channels today. Another channel called Mr. Boxing Today. And I remember he done a video basically saying after Dillian Whyte beat Robert Helenius and Dominic Brazil beat, I can't remember who he beat. To get I think it was Eric Molina, if I'm correct. I think he beat Eric Molina. Right. Yeah. And then when those two dudes won their eliminators, he was the one saying, just make Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Brazil. It wasn't even about Stavern. You know what it was? It was because I remember at that time, WBC was trying to do this thing where there's two mandatories. Remember that, Jeff? There was two mandatories, and Dillian Whyte was the second mandatory. And in order for him to become in order for that to happen, he would have to beat all T's. The contractual obligation with Brazil, the only reason why that happened was, as YSM said, was because they gave Stavern the shot instead of Brazil, but they were supposed to fight each other. But in actual fact, Brazil actually was going into that fight coming off a loss. Or
Yeah.
he came into that fight off a win. I can't remember exactly. It was like 2017 or something. But Brazil didn't beat any ranked WBC fighter to get a final
Yeah,
eliminator. I just
and the
remember.
thing, yeah, and the thing, the way the WBC had it set up is basically they should have had rankings for the mandatory shot.
Mhm.
Like the actual rankings didn't mean anything. So the way they had it set up, you had the actual number rankings, but the number rankings had nothing to do with the mandatory. Who got the
But
mandatory shot, and
and
that's what
Brazil,
makes yeah.
Brazil's probably one of the only fighters to not be a world champion and become a mandatory not fighting a final eliminator. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Yo, and the
Dominic
thing
Brazil
is,
at no stage fought in a final eliminator. He
bro, and
did
the
not
thing
fight
that's
a
crazy,
final
he
eliminator.
didn't even get it. He didn't fight a fighter eliminator to get the Joshua shot.
No, I know.
You really want to get technical. So, but that's why we were lobbying for Dillian Whyte so much, because I'm like, I was Dominic Brazil getting all these perks and he ain't done nothing. He ain't done shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing personal or nothing like that. But I'm like, yo, if you rank number one, it gotta mean something. But that's how screwed up the WBC rules was. You know what I'm saying? Burt Wood, hold on, did I skip that comment?
No, you didn't.
No, I read that. Burt Wood, I got goosebumps when Fury whole team was running towards the ring. Oh my god, epic moment. Fury, I believe Dillian thought, oh crap, the moment was too big for him. Um,
I don't know what it was.
Burt Wood, I'm not even gonna say that you're wrong because I don't even have a legit response to actually combat that. So if that's how you feel, then
I mean,
you know what I'm
Dylan White
saying?
always seemed to me as when in doubt, all out. I've always thought that was Dylan White, bite the gum shield and just swing it out. That's what I thought Dylan
I
White was. And I didn't
almost look
see that.
it almost looked like he was when he was hitting him in the back of the head, it almost looked like he was looking for a way out. It almost looked like he was trying to get disqualified and shit. Like, you know what I mean? But the thing is, but people talk about the Tyson Fury push. I'm like, them shots in the back of the head was more egregious than the push. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get technical,
And there was
you know what I
another
mean?
time when Dylan White used his elbow and literally elbowed Tyson Fury in the jaw.
Yeah, yeah. Andre Southgate honestly felt like a top heavyweight against a guy on debut. No disrespect, I was that upset. But the competition was no contest. No, I listen. I got no arguments. I got none.
Bro, if you
Mike,
were upset, bro, you were nowhere near. You wasn't even a fraction as upset as I was, bro. I was
oh,
pissed, bro.
Michael Johnson. This is what he was talking about. He said Top Rank and BT YouTube page both skipped the knockout. So when I was showing it, okay, all right, Michael Johnson. We here with you, babe. I appreciate you cleaning that up too. YSM said very good VIP pass. I no, that was a hell of a VIP pass. I mean, that's
Bro,
beyond
that was,
VIP
he was
pass.
ahead of the media. He was ahead of the commentators, the referee, the judges. This guy was intimate, bro.
Man,
This
the
guy
only other
was
person,
intimate, bro.
only other person that had a VIP spot was the referee. That's it. He had the second best seat in the house. You know what I mean? Michael Johnson, a lot of these boxers spar, but all they do is beat each other up. Literally, looks like they have no objectives. I'm glad you said that, bro. Because I actually want to address that kind. That's a good kind. Hey, let me read that again. A lot of these boxers spar, but all they do is beat each other up. Literally, looks like they have no objectives. So you're gonna get different answers on this topic. You have some trainers back in the day, they say they're not with guys actually sparring all crazy to where it's like actual wars because they don't want their guys to leave it in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You take like a Tunde Ajayi. Tunde believes in that, like not sparring like to beat each other up, but to actually work on stuff and actually limit your actual sparring. Now you have guys like you got, like the Mayweather gym. Like they it don't look like they work on shit, technically. It look like all they do is fancy pads and fight to the death. And it's looked like that for the past damn near 10 years. And it shows because I'm like, the product that comes out of that Mayweather gym, outside of maybe 4 or 5 guys, there's not that much real talent coming out of that Mayweather gym. Do I believe that you have to have some tough sparring sessions? I do believe it, but as long as there's some skill set involved, and you have to monitor that as well because you don't want to leave it in. You don't want to leave it in there. Go
I'm
ahead,
all
Shane.
about situational sparring, bro. Like I'm real old school with it. Like I like one of my favorite. If I had a person to coach me, not like tactic, not in terms of like coach me on the pads and run with me and stuff like that, but I mean in terms of to psychologically prepare my camps, it
Mm-hmm.
would be custom because it was all about psychologically preparing you for what you're about to face. So someone like Dylan Whyte, for example, about to go in there and fight someone fleet of feet. I would have told him, you know what, for 6 rounds, you're gonna go and fight a lightweight. You're gonna go and fight a lightweight, and you ain't playing nothing but tag. That means for 6 rounds, you can't hit him hard. It's tag. That means you gotta chase this dude for 6 rounds. That would improve if you do that. Stuff like that improves different situational. What's the word? Almost acclimatize you to what you're about to face in the ring. I don't believe in nothing other than situational spars because Derek Chisora said a real thing. He said a lot of people ask me why I don't retire from the tough fights. He says after I started having tough fights and real tough fights, I stopped having tough sparring because it's the sparring that took more out of me than the fights. After I have a tough fight, I have 3, 4 weeks where I don't do nothing. If I have a tough spar, I'm in the ring again tomorrow. Then the day after that. Then the day after that. So it's the consistent sparring that causes trouble.
And the thing, and to address it a little bit more, Michael Johnson, I'll give you a prime example, yo. Take AJ for instance, right? AJ don't have the greatest of chins, right? Um, so having him in a sparring session against a guy that has crazy power, yeah, you can monitor it. But here's my problem. If you notice a lot of these sparring videos where it looks like they're sparring with no objective. If you're gonna spar with no objective, spar spar with no objective with 16-ounce gloves, 18-ounce gloves. If you actually see these dudes in the sparring sessions, they're literally 8 ounce. They're in eights, tens, possibly 12s. You never see them in the proper sparring gloves. Like you see them with regular size gloves. And I'm like, yo, if you're really trying to work on situational sparring and get a little bit of, rough and tumble a little bit, it's easier with 18-ounce gloves with big gloves. That's what they are for. They are sparring gloves. And you
That's
never see people wear it. Shane, am I tripping?
that's a fact. But that's mainly because, bro, sparring in America is different to how sparring is done in the UK. And one of the people who I have to give credit for, and I think probably he revolutionized the way boxing is, especially nowadays, is Klitschko, which was I'm having a camp. The dudes who come into my camp, I'm paying you. So that means you work for me. You see, if we're all in a gym, Jeff, and we're all sparring. I have a trainer, you have a trainer, Blunt has a trainer, YSM has a trainer. If we go in the gym and spar, bro, part of it's pride. Part of it is pride, bro. Part of it's like, bro, I'm not trying to let this dude get the better of me. Even though it's a spar, we ain't trying to let this dude get the better of me. Whereas if I hire you to spar me, bro, the difference is you are here to serve me. Everybody here is here to serve me. So when Klitschko got Wilder in the camp, or Fury in the camp, or AJ, or Dillian, or Gerald Miller, or Usyk, or whoever over the years he got into his camp, you're working for me, bro. So at this point, you almost have to put the pride to the side. We're working on a job, and you're getting paid for that job. And that's why, for me personally, that's how sparring should be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's just I feel like um sparring sparring should always have a purpose. Like if you want to go have a street fight, go have a street fight out in the street. And to be honest with you, so they'll say, okay, well, you should have hard sparring because you need to see what your guy has. And I don't know if YSM is still listening, but that story that YSM told me in regards to Boots Ennis, and someone paid him a visit to go spar, and he's never been seen in the ring again. And we gonna leave them names. We gonna leave that name out. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason. There's a
You're gonna have
reason
to tell me
why.
that off camera, bro. You're gonna have to tell me that off camera.
Yeah, I got a problem. Yeah, I've told you that off camera before. I probably might have said to refresh your memory, but I've told you that. Hold on. Let me jog your memory on camera. So, the guy that's a manager, right? Guy's a manager. Who he wanted to see what he had in his guy, and he got sent down to Philly, and he sparred with our guy PK. You know who PK is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was that wasn't good enough for them. The guy came back down to Philly without the consulting of you know who, and they went in the ring with Boots in the middle of his camp against Lippincott. And yeah, you don't remember that? You don't remember that story?
I remember the story. I just don't remember who it was.
Oh well, that's the thing. No, it's a relative new dude. It's not nobody that has like a name. It was just a
Oh, okay, fair
young.
enough.
It was a young cat up and coming. And they just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to.
I remember the story. I
Okay,
definitely
all
remember
right,
the story.
okay, all right, cool. All right. Burt Wood, he said, Shane, I was very, very impressed with Wembley. I didn't see one mask, the fireworks, Fury ring walk, all was priceless. Great show. Bravo.
We stopped wearing masks a while ago, bro.
We
But
don't
in terms
even, yeah, we don't even wear them here
of,
now. They tried
but
to do the mandate, but we don't.
to tell the truth though about the 94,000, I'll keep it real. I was impressed with the crowd. I mean, let's keep it real. 94,000 to watch a boxing event is impressive, no matter how you want to look at it. That's impressive. You
Yeah.
know, for a sport that a lot of people look at as a dying sport or a sport in regression, where they compare it to the Ali, Fraser, Sugar Ray Leonard, Robinson, to see someone generate 94,000, that was impressive. I was just more disappointed with the fact that the undercard was so underwhelming and then the main event was so poor. You got 94,000 people in there to see shit. That's
I
basically
yeah,
it.
I'd have been asking for some bread back. I'd have been
Literally,
asking.
bro, and those tickets weren't cheap, bro. Like, I think the cheapest ticket in there, a nosebleed seat, bro, was like 250, 300. What's that? That's like 450 US dollars, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said. I would have had yeah, if I'm sitting somewhere and I might have blood on the back of my shirt from somebody above me. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Andre Southgate, Dillian, he said Dillian Knight. He
Yeah,
said
I
keep
think that's a
sleeping.
typo. I think he meant to
Yeah,
say
probably
like,
Dillian White. Yeah, keep sleeping on that same uppercut every time he gets flattened. Is from the uppercut. You would think he has learned from Povetkin to move his head more.
not even that. I'll tell you how much he got dropped by uppercut by Parker, by AJ, by Rivas, by Povetkin, and now by Fury. So 5 times he's been dropped, but he's been rocked and dropped by an uppercut. To me, I don't think I don't think he's making technical mistakes. Other than the one thing is when you're trading shots, get your head off the line. When you look at
Yeah,
you gotta get your head off the line. Like with AJ was a bit different because he was already hurt and he was damaged and he was already on the way down and he got caught with the uppercut. He was already dazed. The Povetkin one, he doesn't get his head off the line. He doesn't smother the work. The Rivas one, he's backing up in a straight line. He goes back to the ropes in a straight line and he keeps his head on the line. He relies on the high guard. If anybody knows anything about boxing, and Jeff will tell you this, anything about boxing, the one shot that depletes the high guard every single time is shots that go straight down the middle. So there's only 2 shots that go straight down the middle. Straight right hands and uppercuts. Hooks go around the side, so you can block them. As Jeff always says, when you're taking a phone call, your hands are on either side of your ears, but nothing's going down the middle. So when you're trying to block a uppercut, either you can't rely on the high guard or you got to get your head off the line. Those are the two rules.
Yeah,
And obviously, he
yeah,
doesn't understand the concept of getting his head off the line,
yeah.
especially when exchanging punches.
Yeah, and he don't get his head off the line. And then another thing is people don't even know how to defend the uppercut outside of getting your head off the line. Now, getting your head off the line is the most effective way to prevent yourself getting hit with the uppercut. But you can actually catch the uppercut if you see it coming and you doing what you supposed. If you're being defensively responsible, you should really be able to just take your glove and just catch. Take
Literally.
your glove and catch. You know what I'm saying? Here, here, here. You just take your glove and you just catch. And the thing that's so troubling about Dillian Whyte is that every time he's been knocked down with an uppercut, like Shane said, his hands is like this. Like he's taking two phone calls at the same time. That's how I look. He hello, boom. And that's how I looked when Fury caught him. Just like this.
Povetkin his role,
Straight
bro.
down to Povetkin, same
Povetkin his
thing, right?
role.
And he had both his he was taking two phone calls. You know what I'm saying?
I
Right,
think
so
even in the Rivas one, bro. If I'm
even
keeping
with the
real, I
Rivas,
think
even with
in
the Rivas
Rivas
one, correct. Even with the Rivas one, he was taking two phone calls at the same time. He said, "Have you ever been to a stadium fight? If so, how does the ring look?"
I've never been to a fight and not been ringside, so it's difficult to
I,
say, bro.
that's that VIP. That's why I call him
No,
VIP. That's why I
it's
call him
not that,
VP
bro.
Shane, man. He
It's
don't
not
know
that,
nothing. He don't
man.
know no life outside of
It's not
ringside.
that. But
Outside of
I've been
VP. Dude.
like I've been in boxing media. I'm young, real young. What people don't understand, and I've been in it since I'm real young as well. So it's like I've been spoiled in the sense that from early I've been going fights ringside. So
Yeah.
I can't
I,
then decide to go in and get a nosebleed,
I
bro.
to address that, I've never been to a stadium fight personally. I do know a couple people that have, and from what I was told, they basically say when you in the stadium, when you're at a certain you at a certain like your vision is cut after a certain level in terms of where
Mm-hmm.
you're sitting. After
Mm-hmm.
that, you're basically looking at the big screen. Like you're basically paying to be there and to
Atmosphere.
look at the big screen. Like, and it's kind of like so. Imagine so. Why some imagine if you go to we go to Cowboy Stadium, right? Check the Cowboys and the Eagles, but we like in the upper level. We can see that big screen just as well as we can see if we was actually on the floor. If you notice, people that's on the lower level, they always looking up like this because they be looking at the screen. So that's kind of how it is from what I was told.
Yeah.
Burt Wood quote of the year. I was pushed. I won a rematch. LOL. I personally, I need to hear that. But the fact that he said that
I'll send you
is
the
crazy.
interview, bro. He done
Yeah,
it.
send it to me. I like that's sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck
The
up.
hell you
Like,
want a rematch for, bro?
like just,
The hell
just.
do you want to bro? If anybody paid for that rematch, bro, I'm a massive boxing
But,
fan. I won't pay for that.
but the thing that's crazy. This is why I was telling people. I said this is why Erickson Lubin never got the second shot at Charlo because there was no way they could actually promote that. The how the first fight. That's why. So the reason why he ran into Fundora is because of what happened in the Charlo fight. That Charlo fight still haunts Lubin to this day. Charlo is the reason why he took the Fundora ass whooping.
You know, it's also I agree with you 100% because if you look at it, Lubin has been through a gauntlet.
He been through the gauntlet.
He should have had a world title shot a long time ago. But
Yeah,
as you said, it's real difficult to promote a rematch with a dude that was knocked out.
if he
It's
if
crazy.
it's anybody, if anybody but Charlo holds that belt, he gets his shot. He gets his shot after the Rosario fight.
Facts.
He gets his shot after the Rosario fight. There's no other fight after that. He gets his shot after the Rosario fight. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just some fights can just haunt you. Some fights can just haunt you. And I'm like, there is no Fundora fight. If Charlo, let's just say Castano wins that first fight against Charlo. Even yet and still, even wasn't no rematch clause or anything like that, Lubin's probably first up. He's like first up. You know what I'm saying? He's literally first up. It's crazy. Michael Johnson, he said, I tell you what, I wouldn't have went to that Fury versus Whyte, but if I had the money to sit ringside to get some of that Amanda Serrano sweat on me, I would.
No,
Hey, I'm an
bro.
Alicia Baumgartner fan myself.
Wait, no
I
offense, bro. As much as I love equality and stuff like that, I don't know why I'm not enthusiastic about that Katie Taylor fight. I'm enthusiastic about Clarissa Shields versus what's that next one? Clarissa Shields versus that other chick. I can't even remember that chick's name. The one that's promoted
uh
by Huey
yeah, I
Fury.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot
Peter
her name.
Fury.
I forgot her name. That was the chick that remember we was on live. They was like they would bet me 5,000 a piece. I
Yeah.
said, man, wire that cash right over, man. We gonna be eating good that night. Steaks and shrimps and all that. You know what I
But
mean? Burt Wood G5 did Fury straight right hand seem more
I didn't see
powerful.
him sit down on punches. I don't even think he sat down on an uppercut because he caught that in transition. I don't
I,
remember seeing him sit down on punches, to be
bro, to
honest.
be honest with you, um, like the thing that's crazy, you almost never see Fury sit down on anything. Just the way he throws his shots.
Nah,
It's just
he hit that right hand he hit Wilder with. He sat down on that, bro.
no, he sat, but he sat down on it because he was a sitting duck. Like
Yeah,
his chin
yeah.
was. I told you he had a ticker on his forehead said "hit me." You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Literally. Andre Southgate agreed. Whyte hasn't learned from that same mistake he keeps making, bro. It's a bad mistake. And see the thing is, that's why I'm like a lot of these trainers don't know what they doing, bro. A lot of these trainers don't know what they doing. Like he been doing that since the beginning of his career. Even when he don't get caught. So Shane and I watch a fight, right? Even if he don't get caught with an uppercut, me and Shane can watch a round of Dillian Whyte. I'll be like, yo, how many times you seen him when he was taking 2 phone calls at the same time? And we'll be like 5, 6 times. Like, so we'll bring it up not only when he gets hit, we'll bring it up when he don't get hit. It's just a bad habit. It's a bad habit of his, for sure. Andre Southgate, he was lucky to get the win against Rivas for sure. Um,
Mm.
I wouldn't say lucky, but Rivas gave him a lot more trouble than what he should have. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I think that was actually one of Dylan White's cleanest performances before the knockout or the
Yeah,
knockdown. Sorry.
yeah. Burt Wood, Shane with AJ versus Fury sell out Wembley. Yeah,
Twice,
hell yeah,
two
yeah,
times,
2 times. They
two
can
times,
fight. They can fight Saturday and Sunday, and it'll sell out both times.
both
Like
days.
you know what I mean? Yeah, Savannah. Yeah, Savannah.
Vanna
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah,
Savannah.
Savannah Marshall. Yeah, ain't no way she beating Clarissa Shields. She gonna box her ears off, yo. Savannah had to come in there. When you come into a fight and you like the only way I'm gonna win is with a money shot, I'm gonna bet against you every single time. Unless it's like a Wilder situation. If it's Wilder, you gotta have all time type power for me to lay in your way as far as that's concerned. Um, yeah, but I mean, yeah, Dillian Whyte, he gets I hate to take the term, but the donkey of the day for me. He just
Bro,
oh
he
man.
is the. I'll say this, and I'm sorry to say this. He's the donkey of the next 1,000 days. For the next 1,000 days.
Yo, he just
How long
oh
is he
man,
waiting for his title shot? That's how long he's the donkey for, bro.
yo,
Literally, bro.
it's bad, man. And the thing is, it's like I'm worried about the punch resistance now because it's like
Should he retire?
he need to think about it.
I
He need
mean,
to think.
someone said something interesting, which was he is the highest paid fighter. He's the highest paid person ever to box in boxing to not win a world title. Think about it. No
Yeah, I
one
can
has
believe that.
no one has made more money than Dylan in the history of boxing in any country to not win a world title. Think about that. This guy's had 7 pay-per-views and his last one was he got $8 million. And I'm pretty sure at least the last 7 of them he got $1 million a piece, as well
And
as an AJ fight. He
and
that is probably. I mean, when I heard that, I'm thinking that's impressive for you to be the
so
richest person ever
a
that's
you
ever
think
boxed who's never won a world title.
a Shane, and you know the thing that's crazy? We say this all the time. We always say Eddie Hearn will mismanage somebody in a heartbeat, but we don't never say he don't pay him.
Yeah, that's
He
a fact.
gonna pay. He gonna pay you. That's why we was trying to get on the payroll. Like we trying to get on the
Literally.
payroll. Like you know what I'm saying. We gonna make sure your business running right, baby. You know what I'm saying. But nah, he make sure his guys get paid. But he gonna send them down that dark alley. You better believe that. You know what I'm saying. But it's I mean this weekend we got a nice, I mean, really good fight, man. And I guess we can get more into it, more in depth into it tomorrow. But Shakur Stevens and Oscar Valdez, man, that is a premier fight that I'm not gonna lie. About a year and a half ago, I'd have been like, that fight's not happening. That fight's definitely not
I,
happening.
how do you think it's lost a lot of buzz after Valdez's last performance and the whole
I do
drug
I
scandal?
do I do. But the thing is, this is why I be like Bob Arum. He makes mistakes in terms of striking when the iron hot. Because I'm like Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez should have went down after the Pachelt fight. That's when the momentum was great.
But remember, Heron didn't have the world. Heron still had the world title at that point.
Even if that, and that's true. That is true. But you know, Top Rank don't have a guy sitting out for no year and a half like PBC does. Like, to be honest with you, they could have just rolled that victory out. They could have just rolled that victory out and just had Valdez wait for him. Just have Valdez wait for him. You don't put him up. But see, this is why Shane and I always say matchmaking is 90% of the game. You don't put Oscar Valdez up against a pure boxer. Pure, pure boxer. And that's even if he don't test hot. Even if he don't test hot, it's a bad style matchup. It's a bad style matchup. Who
I
can make Oscar
personally,
Valdez look bad? A pure boxer.
personally, the reason why it's stupid is because I don't put Bachelt in a fight until after Heron and Shakur fight. I'm
Correct.
waiting until Shakur and Heron fight. Then I decide what I do with
But
this
see,
guy.
this is why they need to have Shane and G5
Because
in the
it's
camp.
like it's like announcing Tyson Fury's next fight before AJ versus Usyk. It's stupid.
Bro,
It's stupid.
I'm putting a disclaimer out here. I know we got a channel, we got a whole movement, all that going on. Listen, this for all the promoters. Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, even Uncle Al, all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Frank Warren, everybody. If you want your ship ran right, matchmaking, all that good stuff, when to make moves, when not to make moves, come holler at your boy G5 and come holler at Shane. We might have to come up with some name of the company and make it sound like a legal company, like a law firm or something. But y'all need to come pay us a visit. Because a lot of the stuff that we say on here, I'm like, if y'all would have done it, y'all wouldn't have had the problems that y'all having.
Facts, bro. Because let's keep it all
Facts.
the way 100, bro. Let's keep it all the way 100. After Bachelt got knocked out by Valdez, bro, we were all saying Valdez is the dude, bro. We were all saying that, bro. And not to mention the fact that he was trained by Reynoso before the whole drug scandal came out, bro. Everything was like Valdez, Valdez, Valdez. Literally, this dude was at the top of the mountain, bro.
Sit him
To
down.
me, just sit him down. Let
Sit him
him
down.
enjoy the fame, bro. To throw him right back in there like
Sit
4 or 5 months after,
sit him down.
let the buzz between Shakur Stevenson and him build up. Let him
And it
marinate, bro.
and it don't matter. And it don't matter if Oscar Valdez was sitting, because you gonna go with his last highlight and his last performance. It don't get no better than the
Like,
Pachelt thing.
could you imagine? Could you imagine if Terence Crawford had announced the fight before Ugas and Spence, like he had announced the fight and he's fighting in 3-4 weeks' time? It will be
I
stupid, bro. It will literally be stupid. Like,
yo
sometimes you
we
just gotta sit on the bench and wait it out.
bro, you need we trying to be consultants for the promoters. Forget the fighters and all that other shit. We can do that in our sleep. We talking for the promoters. You want your ship ran right? You come see G5 and you come see Shane, and we get you right. It's gonna cost you, but we gonna get you right, and you gonna make more money at the end of the day.
You're gonna save a
I'm
whole
just
lot of money as
You're
well,
gonna
bro.
save a whole lot of money too. Somebody need to. You know what? I need to timestamp this. That's a hour 18 minutes. I'm gonna timestamp this whole minute. Y'all need to come pay us a visit, and the proof is in the channel. The proof is in the channel because we don't delete nothing.
I
We
can't.
don't
I
delete
can't
nothing.
really. Sorry, someone was calling me. That's why.
No, you good. You good, bro. You good. Yeah, Burt Wood, he said, Shane, I got goosebumps watching the fighter who beat Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield versus Buster Douglas uppercut. Yeah, that was you know what? That was a mean uppercut too, bro. That was a mean uppercut too. But see the thing is, bro, Birdwood, that's the exact same reason why I said Dillian Whyte should have never got hit with the shot. So if you're talking about Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas, right? Buster Douglas threw his uppercut from the same distance Tyson Fury threw his uppercut against Dillian Whyte. What did Evander do? He dipped it. He dipped the shot. He moved his head from the shot and threw his return fire. And his whole face was like, hit me. That's how you anybody that throws an uppercut from mid-range and miss, they should be dead. They should be dead. They should be knocked smooth out. Dead. You know what I'm saying? Dead.
Bro, do you know how hard it is to recoil your uppercut to protect yourself? When you throw, especially a right uppercut, your whole body is open, bro. To recoil and protect yourself after you throw uppercut at mid-range, you should be dead.
You should be dead. And the thing is, all you can do is hope hope the guy miss, or B, if you missed your uppercut so bad, you just smothered the work by accident. That's the only thing you can do.
With Buster Douglas one, it's not even as bad as Fury. The nigga led with the uppercut, bro.
He led with the uppercut. He led with the uppercut.
He led with an uppercut from mid-range, bro.
Mid-range, bro.
Terrible.
Like, that's just kill me. Just kill me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've only seen one person throw a lead uppercut and actually follow it up with something and didn't get countered, and that's Floyd.
There's one other person as well. There's one other person as well.
Ooh.
And I don't even want to call it an uppercut. But you know when Tank throws that shot from way low and he brings it up, it's not really an uppercut because it's still kind of
it's like a 45. Yeah, it's like a 45 shot. I can rock with that. I can rock with that.
To be fair, even with Tank though, Tank's doing that moving forward, not moving backward. Tyson is moving backwards. Mid-range uppercut, lead uppercut. Bro, that is suicidal. That is suicidal.
And anybody this is how I knew how talented Floyd was. Floyd threw a lead uppercut. First of all, he threw a lead left uppercut. First of all, it's the amount of disrespect. And I'm going to get the clip for the next show. But the amount of disrespect that he had towards Zab Judah when he did it. First of all, he threw a lead left hook against a southpaw. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, he literally threw a lead left uppercut. That is so disrespectful. Like, it is so disrespectful. That's a kill shot.
Go ahead, bro. And Jeff, you're gonna say this is how you know me and you are the best, bro. To reiterate the point of what Jeff is talking about of why you don't throw the shot. What does Tyson Fury do after he throws the uppercut? He pushes because he knows he's in so much danger, bro.
Exactly.
Shot, bro, he's getting knocked out clean. He's getting knocked out clean. That's why he pushes, bro.
But that's why he pushed him. That's why he pushed him. Every time he goes
because he wants to knock him out. He pushed him because he's in so much. But if you throw a lead uppercut going backwards in a straight line and your head's directly on the line, you're gonna get knocked out clean.
So for the people that don't know, y'all might be new to watching this, man. Shane and I are two peas in a pod when coming at his boxing shit. Like, he literally pushes every time he throws an uppercut mid-range because he know that's a kill shot. He's open for a kill shot. And that's why
you're right in the line of fire. You're right in the line of fire.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a defense mechanism. So he throws an uppercut, he misses it. Yeah, you are gonna push because you don't want him to land a kill shot. Like, I'm like, come on, like
Fury didn't even think he was gonna land that shot. That's why
he didn't even think right. And like I said, he didn't even land it clean, man. He didn't even land it clean.
Look where his hands are when he throws that. Tell me Dillian Whyte is in a perfect opportunity to land the uppercut.
If he ducks the shot, and throws a left hook. First of all, just off of him ducking the shot, if he ducks the shot and if he slips it, so his head should be around Tyson Fury's chest or around his stomach. So then that overhand should be coming over the top, and that's maximum leverage. That should be getting on the left hook. He's moving into you. Correct. He's moving into you. So you're gonna get maximum leverage. Not only because he's moving towards you, you actually sitting down on your shot because you actually had to dip it.
Literally.
You had to actually dip it. So
bro. You're not hearing this nowhere else, bro. Sorry, you're not hearing this nowhere else.
You're
I have
not,
to
you're
keep it
not. That's what
real.
I'm saying. Like you're not gonna hear people talking about the push. We talking about something. We just broke
Mhm.
down why he
Why
pushed
he
him.
pushed, bro? Because you don't throw that shot. You watch boxing, bro.
I
If you read the textbook of boxing, you're not supposed to throw a mid-range uppercut going backwards in a straight line, leading. You're not
bro,
supposed to do that. It's just something you're not supposed to do.
we just sat up here and who was the guy that boots for it? Dude
Oh,
through he
Abreu.
Abreu. So he fought Abreu, right? Let me finish my Floyd point first.
Sorry to cut
Floyd
you off.
threw a no, you good. He threw a lead left uppercut against a southpaw, which is hella disrespectful. Then he came right back with a straight. He got his feet together and came with a straight right hand behind it. That's probably one of the most disrespectful sequences I've ever seen in boxing, and nobody ever talks about. Hella disrespectful. But you're not supposed to throw an uppercut from mid-range like that. And you take the boots in a Abreu fight, right? So Abreu throws an uppercut. He's in tight. Tell me, Shane, tell me I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
He's in tight. He throws an uppercut against Boots. What would we say? We'd be like, okay, cool. If you're gonna throw an uppercut from
Or
mid-range or
straight
kind of
or
close,
anything.
smother the work.
Smother the work.
Smother the work. Get in, throw it, get in there to where he can't really counter. Boots was so tight with the uppercut, he literally threw it and got no extension on it at all, but he got all the torque. He got
Because the
all the
dude's
torque
moving towards the shot.
because he was
The
moving
dude's
towards it.
moving towards the shot.
So all of his force, he created all of the force. I said all Boots had to do was actually just land.
The dude done the right thing because
He did the right thing. But that just goes, bro. But that just goes to show why you don't. He did it up close and couldn't get away with it because all of his weight was leaning forward.
But that is what it shows is, for one, why Tyson Fury shouldn't have done it, but how bad Dillian Whyte is.
Right, is exactly
by a shot like that, bro. That is so embarrassing. You don't get caught by a shot like that, bro. You don't get caught by a shot like that,
bro.
You just don't.
I feel like the last 4 or 5 minutes kind of just signifies why we're the best in the business. I don't give a goddamn about what goes on this channel, or you might not hear from us for a day or two. When we get back though, it's pen and pad time. It's pen and pad time. It's literally we're on a completely different level. Everybody's talking about the push.
Why you done the push, bro? There's a reason
nobody's talking about why the push happened. Nobody even talked about what would have happened if the referee wanted the discipline for the push. Dillian Whyte wouldn't have made it to the discipline. He wouldn't have made it to the discipline. So we just broke down the entire moment from Saturday. Everybody's talking about a push. We just sat up here and gave y'all the whole technical analysis from every angle you can look at it if it happened the other way. Hold on. Everybody talking about the push, right, Shane? So check this out. So we told you how Dillian Whyte was so stupid for getting caught with that shot. That's number one.
You just counted it. You tell you what happened if he didn't get caught. What should have happened?
What should have happened? Then on top of that, we told you why Tyson Fury actually pushed him after the uppercut, which he does all the time. He does it all the time. It's just because people don't see it because he didn't try that with Wilder. He knew he couldn't get away with that with Wilder.
No.
So he didn't throw that uppercut not one time in their 3 fights. Not from that distance.
Not from that distance.
Not from that distance. You understand what I'm saying?
And then even the referee part. Comfortable, bro. You gotta do that. Could you imagine us squaring up in the ring, Jeff? And then the first punch a nigga throws is an uppercut from mid-range when we're poising off. That is suicide.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, you're not supposed to throw an uppercut. I can get Rob Acosta on, big shout out to Rob Acosta. I can get Padman McGriff on. I can get Kevin Cunningham on, and any other trainer you can possibly find. And you ask any of them. Yeah, Ivan Robinson. You ask any of them, if your guy gets caught with an uppercut mid-range like that, what you tell him?
Leading
with an uppercut. Ivan Robinson is gonna be like, yo, you deserve to get knocked the fuck out.
Literally, bro. The dude doesn't do anything to set the shot up. You just walk straight into it. You don't take your head off the line. Nothing.
He ain't take his head, bro. He ain't take his head off the line.
He didn't.
First of all, the fact that the fact that the Povetkin one, I even gave him a pass because I was like, yo, it was the perfect shot. I was just like, I gave him a pass for that. Bro, I can't even give him a pass for this one because he threw the right uppercut and it was right in front of him. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? I'm telling you, he took 2 phone calls at the same time. 2 phone calls. He was like this. Hello, hello, hello.
He literally just stood in no man's land, just standing there waiting for a shot to land. And the only shot, if I'm a fighter, bro, and I see a dude throw a shot at uppercut at mid range, and their body weight is in transition, bro, I'm thinking, thank God. That is what I want to see. Because once I slip this shot, you're gonna be on the canvas. Once I slip this shot, you're gonna be on the canvas,
bro. And the thing that's crazy, the thing that's so crazy, bro. I'm like, if Tyson Fury misses with the uppercut,
cut you off, bro. Sorry to cut you off. Michael Johnson said one of the best comments. He said he walked right into it and it still almost missed. It still didn't even land.
It still ain't land clean. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. The thing that's crazy, bro. If Dillian Whyte slips that shot, like I would say probably 90% of the heavyweights out there, legit heavyweights would have slipped it, bro. He could have slipped it. He could have hit him with a straight right hand and got him in trouble. And that's the same shot. Wide left hook, that would have really put him down. But see, the straight right hand is the shot that Wilder actually caught Fury with. In that same situation, he didn't throw the uppercut, though. It was a right hand that he missed. And Wilder actually came and threw a short right hand and got him in trouble. That joint when he was in the corner.
And Cunningham hit him with that overhand right as well.
Correct.
At that close mid-range.
So he had 2 shots. 2 different shots. Take your pick.
He could even go down to the body with it, bro. He can literally go down to the body with it.
He could have probably buckled him to the body. But that's the thing. I'm like, all his weight is leaning towards him. So all he had to do, not even a shoulder roll, but just a dip, straight right hand, and all of that force from him leaning forward. You ain't even got to get full torque into the shot. You on mute, baby. You ain't got to get no full torque into the shot.
Left hook, slip, right hand. Bro, any one of them. Any one of them.
He could have slipped left hook. He could have slipped left hook. His face is wide open. Bro,
it was so wide open that he had to push to create distance.
And I gotta get the Michael Johnson comment. He said, and Whyte walked right into it, and it still almost missed. That's the realest shit that's been put in the comment section today.
Facts.
Bro, that's the realest shit that's been put in the comment section today. Matter of fact, I gotta get this lined up because a lot of times Michael Johnson, I chatted with him on back and forth on Twitter. Big shout out to Michael Johnson, man. Michael Johnson. I know a lot of times he don't get a chance to really talk this technical shit, but like Michael Johnson knows technical shit. So we gotta, we gotta line something up, to get him. He said he would it. Like I gotta line something up to get him on. But that's the realest shit that's been put on in this comment section.
Missed, bro.
It's still almost missed, bro. And the thing is, it's still almost missed. Then at the same time, I'm like, he got the same result. He only landed 50% of the shot. He only landed 50% of the shot. He caught this side of his face. It wasn't even a chin.
Dillian Whyte, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That is embarrassing that you got caught. Now I'm even what I want everybody to go and do is go spar anyone and try and land a leading left hook in transition with your right hand. And expect not to get countered. Just do it and expect not to. I don't even want you to do it against a pro. Just do it against a novice and expect not to get countered. Do you know how open you are after you throw an uppercut, especially a leading uppercut?
Bro, so I'm just gonna show it on camera. So if you come in and you throw a lead left uppercut and you miss, your hand is not up here when you throw an uppercut. It's not. Like you throwing like this. If as soon as you miss, all
Fury's hand was low.
Open.
Fury's hand was
his
low.
Hand was low. His left hand was low. He threw the right uppercut. He's mid range with it. I'm like,
and as Jeff said, you throw the uppercut, yeah. What's so bad is the fact that when you throw uppercut, your body weight's moving forward. He now has to push to create distance so the counter shot doesn't come.
Hold on. I gotta do this before we go. I have to do this. Hold on. Wait a minute. So y'all got me in my bag today. Hold on. Y'all got me in my bag today. I ain't had a chance to really rap with my man Shane in a while. Just on this type of vibe. We talk off camera all the time. But like to really get on here and really chop game with y'all in regards to this, I bro, I have to show y'all the shot. Hold on, where is it? I just need the knockout shot. Hold on. Is this it? Let me see if this is it real quick.
It's on Instagram. I know that. I know there's definitely
Yeah,
one.
they got it on Instagram, but they got it on YouTube too, and I'm just trying to get the quick clip of it.
Try
And I'm
put
trying
it
to
in
see if this
slow
is it.
motion, like 0.5 or something, or
Okay.
0.75. So it's not at one. Like slow
Okay.
it down.
I got you. I got you.
But let me go through the comments while you're doing it.
Go
Michael
ahead.
Jordan said, Shane, I'm not about to do that. You trying to get someone hurt. Exactly. You don't do that because that's just a rule. You don't throw that shot at mid-range and not expect the shot to come back. Fury fought Whyte Fury like a protest for the
Oh,
money he got. Bro, he fought like he didn't get paid. That's how he fought. In fact, he fought like he got paid. I don't know how he fought, but I'm not even gonna try create an
uh,
excuse for this dude.
I got it. I got I got it. I got it. So what I'm getting ready to show y'all, right, is Buster Douglas and Vander Holyfield and why we actually said that you don't throw an uppercut from mid range. I don't think I can't full screen this because it's a short, but I'm gonna show it to y'all. Bro, this is, and it shows it at the end like it's like a slow motion drum. Oh man, bro, this is crazy. Hold on,
It's
bro.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. Hold on. You see, that real hard. Go ahead. First of all, Buster Douglas is just, he was sloppy the whole fight. You see that lazy hook?
That's why you don't throw uppercuts at mid range, bro.
Look at that.
That's why you don't throw uppercuts at mid range,
That's
bro.
why you don't
That's
throw an
why you don't
uppercut
throw
mid
leading
range,
uppercuts at mid range, bro. It's a suicide shot, bro. It's a suicide mission, bro.
bro.
I want everybody. This nigga threw an uppercut at mid range, bro.
Bro,
Crazy.
I'm sorry. I gotta let it run one more time, man. Hold on. I gotta put my, hold on, bro. But that's how bad it was, bro.
This is embarrassing, bro.
Shane, look at this shit, bro. And he telegraphed it on top of that, bro.
It's embarrassing.
Bro, yo, look how he dipped down though. Look how he dipped down and telegraphed it.
I
Watch
think,
this,
bro.
Shane. Look
He
at this real
did.
quick. Look how you see
He
how
did. Yeah. But you know why? You know why I still think Dylan White's one's worse. Let me tell you why I still think Dylan White's one's worse. Because you know, with Buster Douglas, he at least had the courtesy to get his head off the line. At
yeah,
least he had the courtesy to get his head off the
bro,
line.
it was so bad, yo. It was so bad, right? That that Holyfield had time to actually sit and actually gab. He had to actually. He was like, "Damn, what I want to hit him with? Do I want to hit him with the right hand or do I want to hit him with the hook?" Like that's how. That's how. So he threw it right. So he dipped down, telegraphed it right, and then threw it up, and he missed it so bad he looked like this.
Like a
And
superhero, bro.
yo, and then Holyfield just said he slipped the shot, and he was just like, "Well, damn, what do I hit him with?" And just by the time he got his arm halfway back down, the right hand was already there, man. But that's a
Bro,
prime example.
that is exactly why you don't throw it. There's no
That's exactly
recoil.
why.
Like, you know, when you throw a right hand, your head's off the line, you can smother the work a little bit. You throw a jab, you can get the angle. You throw a left hook, you can keep one hand up. You throw a right hook, you keep the other hand up. When you're throwing a flipping uppercut, bro, especially with your backhand, your lead uppercut, you can almost get an angle on it. But your backhand, bro, your whole body is moving in the direction of a cut of a shot, bro. You can't. That is exactly why Tyson Fury's whole momentum's coming forward, so he doesn't get caught with a counter just in case he misses. He pushes away just to give himself distance. It's very
Bro,
similar to when he gets hit by package. He throws a shot and he tries to push away, and both his hands are going in the opposite direction to where his head is going, and that's why, because of the counter, Dillian Whyte is just so, I don't even want to say trash. He just has no defensive understanding to get his head off the line of an uppercut. Like, it's
bro,
just basic.
bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what y'all just got the past 15 minutes or so, like you're not getting that. You're not getting that nowhere else. Like you just not. Like you not like we take what the general public is talking about and we put that extra spice to it and be like, yo, this is what you really should be talking about if you know your
Literally,
boxing.
literally.
I bro, it don't get no better than what you just
Tell
got in the last
tell
15 minutes.
anyone when they're boxing to go throw a lead uppercut in transition and see how it works out for them.
You go throw a lead uppercut from mid range against
Yeah.
any type of fighter with any type of skill and
And
watch what happens.
watch what happens, bro. Watch.
So that's the reason why I disagree with Hatman's comment wholeheartedly. I'm not giving Tyson Fury credit for that because Dillian Whyte was that dumb to
To
get
get caught with that
caught
shot.
with that shot.
He should have been licking his lips thinking, you
I
really gonna do that to me? You're gonna do that
ain't
to me? And I got this left
Shane.
hook and this right hand? Hell no.
Shane, was I not on camera saying, yo, the Pavek people was talking about, oh, Povetkin was setting up that shot the whole time. Did I not get on camera and I said, yo, Dillian Whyte pitched a fucking perfect performance until he got
Literally.
hit with the perfect shot.
Yeah.
And I gave him a pass for that. This is one of the dumbest shots you can get hit with. I'm just mind boggled, yo. Like
What's more embarrassing? His performance or the actual knockout itself?
I still gotta
Because
go
they're
with the
both as
performance.
bad as each
I
other.
still gotta go with the performance, yo. I
The
still gotta go
performance
with the
is
performance.
terrible.
The
You know
performance.
what?
You wanna know why, yo? This is why. Like this is why. The reason why the performance was so bad is because I can see if you got output and you miss it. This dude ain't even had an output. Like hold on, was that who said it in the comment section? Was that Burt Wood? He
What did
said,
you think?
he said Burt Wood, he said Whyte fought Fury like a protest for money he got. That's literally how he fought. He fought like, oh, y'all only gonna pay me 20%. I'm only gonna throw 20% of the shots that I usually bet. No. You know what I'm saying? That's a timestamp, minute hour
No,
42.
that is a fact. That is a fact,
That
bro. I
is
don't
a
want to hear
fact.
nothing about Tyson. Tyson Fury's a great fighter. I was saying he was a great fighter before that. So he's a great fighter. It's just effort, bro.
I,
I don't expect a world ranked top 5 heavyweight to put in a Francesco Pianetta performance, bro.
correct.
In fact, no disrespect to Pianetta, because I thought Pianetta done better against Fury than Dillian Whyte
Dylan
did.
White did. Facts. Facts. And I listen. So we gonna be back. We gonna be back on tomorrow. Like we gonna be chopping it up all
Valdez and Shakur.
Valdez and Shakur. But we had to get this one out the way, and I think people,
It hit home, bro. It
I
hit home.
bro, the thing about this, man, is like I feel like we kind of have to remind people like what y'all are actually getting, and listen, we be the first ones to tell you, hey, listen, life happens. Life happens. I done had some shit happen. Shane done had some shit happen. Vlog done had some shit happen. But I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all need any proof, now we say all the time, like Blunt is the backbone of the show. Like we always say that, but
X
it,
Factor.
he's the X factor of the show. But if you need to know how Shane and I get down, rewind this tape from about a minute 15 to an hour 15 to an hour 45. And that's Shane and I in its essence. Like we take one thing and we gave it to you 5 different ways to where I'm like, you literally got a history lesson, you got a boxing lesson, and then you got real shit all in the same bubble. We ain't talk about
It's
no
great.
push and that was it. We took it to the next level. We ain't talk about the uppercut by itself. We took it to the next level. Like we're like when I say we the best in the business, like that's why. That's why.
This is probably the best 30 minutes you've had in a while.
Yeah,
Like,
this is the best 30 minutes
in
we
a
done had in a
while.
minute.
I don't say a while because I haven't been on a while, but me personally, I'm gonna speak for me. I ain't gonna speak for Jeff and Blunt, but me personally, like just based on the analysis that we just done in the last 30 minutes, and me and Jeff tend to have these conversations every other day, but it's just we don't have them on camera. Like,
Yeah.
and it's the first time me and Jeff has actually had a proper conversation about the fight since the fight, because
Yeah.
me and Jeff,
So
I've
we've been
been
missing each other.
able and he's been able, so we
Yeah,
just
and that's the
decided to do it
thing.
on
Like
camera.
we just been missing each other. But the thing is, I'm like we be having so many of these conversations off camera, and that was kind of part of the reason why the podcast was even started, because we was like, yo, we got so many gems off camera. I'm like, we gotta bring it on camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was part of the reason why we even started the podcast to begin with, man. But I no, if you need the whole breakdown of
What
Fury and
what
Whyte,
what does Fury do
past
next?
half hour. I mean, he's talking retirement, but I mean, if it's me personally, there's only two routes he can go. Like, if he wants to make a money fight, he can make a fight with AJ. It don't matter if he loses the Usyk or not. He can just mark it down as a title defense. If he want to sell out Wembley again, he could just, you know what I'm saying? Like they could just set that up. He'll always have that in his back pocket. But it's the Usyk thing for me. Like if Usyk beats AJ and he fights Usyk and beats Usyk, then I really gotta think about Fury and where he's at with
Yeah,
the
I mean,
some of the best
some
uh
are saying that he's the greatest of all time right now.
some out
I
in
mean, no, of all time.
Britain and in America.
Some are saying Tyson Fury is the greatest of all time right now. And
That's,
and me personally, no offense to Wilder and Whyte, I think Klitschko's probably the only standout performance that he's got. I think Wilder was an elite puncher, but I don't think people will be talking about Wilder as an all-time great. Maybe you can, because to
I
be fair, Wilder had an amazing knockout ratio, 41 knockouts or whatever. I mean, that's
yeah.
impressive. So maybe he does go down as an all-time great, but Klitschko definitely does. Dillian Whyte doesn't. If he beats Usyk, if he beats AJ, to me, it's like the reason why I can't say he's the best of all time yet is because you got Lennox Lewis, you got Muhammad
I
Ali, you got Joe Lewis. Like these,
I
you got Larry Holmes. Like
I wasn't even thinking him like greatest of all time. I don't think he's anywhere near that, me personally, but I'm talking about just as an all-time great. Like if he was to hang up the gloves right now, I'm like, is he an all-time great heavyweight?
I think he's an all-time great. I think
Yeah,
if he retires
he's
right now, he's an all-time great.
yeah, and we can have that debate. That's actually a good question. Like, is he an all-time great
Because who would you say
right
is the
now?
greatest heavyweight of all time? Who would you say is the greatest heavyweight of all time?
Ooh, man. In a prime?
No, just in terms of
Uh,
what they accomplished, like in terms of who they are, what they accomplished, and point blank period.
mm, I mean, of course, Ali is in my top five. Of course, Larry Holmes in his prime was damn near
Definitely,
untouchable. Damn
definitely.
near untouchable.
Larry Holmes. Personally, Larry Holmes to me, he's at least number three. Because to me, and I know you're gonna disagree with me, but I keep it real. Like my top three of all time, and the only reason I'm saying this is I want to say Joe Lewis, but I don't know enough about Joe Lewis and his era itself.
Correct. Correct.
But the ones who I do know will be Ali, Larry Holmes, Lennox. Let me tell you why I say Lennox, bro. When you actually look at the dudes he's beaten, Tyson, Holyfield, Roddick, Klitschko, like Morrison, literally he's just a list. Bruno, so much champions.
Lennox went on about a 5-year run where he had no trash opponents.
Literally. And then you got Klitschko. Like, if let's keep it real, Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, they were, whilst it was a boring time of boxing, they dominated the boxing for like 12 years. I'm not saying that they're in my top 5 or anything, but what are we judging greatest of all time on? Are we judging on longevity? Or are we judging on ability or names? Because if we're judging on names, Ali has to be the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Sonny
facts.
Liston, Norton, Fraser, Foreman, like you.
A lot of the heavyweights that are mentioned in the top 5, top 10, we gotta actually go find footage of them. So Shane is a lot younger than I am, but even asking me that question, I can't sit up here and honestly tell you like, oh well, I seen Jack Dempsey a bunch of times. Like I can't say that.
Yeah.
Like you understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of guys. It's hard for me to have the greatest of all time in terms of heavyweights because so many of them were before our time. And it's like I don't want to disrespect and be like, oh well, it's this person, it's this person. And I'm like, I haven't done my proper homework on some of these guys. And some people just say, like, oh well, he's thrown in, his name is always with the best, so he must have been great. No, I need to see it. I need to see it. Like I can hear stories all day long, but I need to see it. It's kind of like basketball and Wilt Chamberlain. People say how great he was, and the stats show it. I never really seen it with my own eye. Like I just want to see it.
Like
You know what I mean?
It's like one of the things with me, like when people talk about Floyd, and I'm like, when I look at Floyd, and I'm like, as I'm getting older, I'm loving what's going on because now I can almost start comparing errors. Growing up, I had no error to compare it to. Like I didn't see like Sugar Ray Leonard and stuff like that, but now I'm seeing Crawford and Spence. I'm like, well, I saw Floyd's error. Now I'm seeing Crawford and Spence error. I can compare that because I saw both of them. You see my point? Whereas before, as I was growing up and I was younger, I literally only had the Floyd era and that was it, or the Klitschko era and that was it, or the Ward era and that was it. Whereas now I can say Beterbiev versus Ward, Fury versus Klitschko, or Crawford versus Mayweather. I saw both of those dudes' careers, and that's why to me, like when you base greatest of all time, it's very difficult to pinpoint what the criteria is.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and it's like the only thing with Floyd is my top 3 all time. Like Floyd is just, and it's 2 different versions of Floyd. You got Money Mayweather, and then you got Pretty Boy. I can rate both of them in the top 5 if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm like, the only question I really ask as far as Floyd, I'd be like, if he was in that era with Sugar Ray, and then would he be undefeated? That's the only debate I'm willing to have with anybody in regards to Floyd. I don't think so either. I don't think so neither. Like if he had to run through the gauntlet, so let's just say Sugar Ray, Hagler, Hearns, Duran. He fought those 4 guys. Is he undefeated?
No.
No.
But I'll keep it this way. If he fights Boots, Crawford, Spence, is he undefeated?
No.
I don't think so neither, bro. I don't know.
No.
I personally believe, bro. I can't see how Floyd beats Spence. I can't see it.
And the thing
I
is,
can't see how Floyd beats Spence.
When I think of Floyd Spence, and I'm talking prime Floyd against prime Spence, what I see is actually Spence actually doing what Luis Castillo did, but being way more effective offensively. And the thing is, people be like, oh, well, Floyd was injured. Yes, that's true. But that didn't stop what Luis Castillo actually did in that fight. That didn't stop. And credit to Floyd for making the adjustments in the second fight. He made the adjustments. You know what I'm saying? He just put himself less at risk in the second fight as he did the first one. But you can run, yeah, you can make the claim if Floyd fought Spence, Crawford, and Boots right then and there, would he be undefeated? And you can make the same. You can ask the same thing when
But
it comes
it's the
down to that
same
era.
thing. It's the same thing with every era. If I go and
Yes,
if I get Muhammad Ali and I put Muhammad Ali and I say if he fought Lennox Lewis, Larry Holmes, and Mike Tyson, is he
in a
undefeated?
prime, in a
I
prime,
don't think so.
in
I
a
don't think
prime.
so. Yeah, in
That's
their
what I'm
prime.
saying.
I don't
In a
think
prime.
so. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. So you could take, so you take a Tyson Fury, and I'm like, okay, you throw him back in the day. You throw
Joe
him,
Frazier,
yeah.
George Foreman,
Yes, I'm even go a little bit, a little bit more recent
recent,
than that.
Riddick
I'm gonna
Bowe,
say Riddick
Mike
Bowe,
Tyson,
Mike Tyson,
Lennox
Evander
Lewis.
Holyfield, yeah, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. Even we can even say because Vitaly never got the rematch. We can
Vitali
even
didn't
say,
fight Fury. Vitali didn't fight Fury.
oh yeah,
Vic
yeah,
Dragunov
right. He
Fury.
fought Lennox, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, would he be undefeated? The answer is no.
No,
He wouldn't. He
no.
wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't, but you can apply that to anybody. Like I can even say if Floyd would have fought Shane Mosley, the 135 Shane Mosley, he loses.
I don't know
Shane
about that.
Mosley,
I'm not gonna say
Shane,
you can't say he
no,
loses. Can't say
Shane
he
Mosley,
loses.
Shane Mosley was one of the best 135 pounders of all time. His run that he had at 135 was one of the
I'm not
best of all
disagreeing
time.
with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but to just outright say he loses,
I'm talking Floyd. I'm talking Floyd at that weight versus Shane at that weight. That's what I'm talking. So actually, Floyd made his money. He was pretty boy before before that.
mm-hmm.
But Shane, anybody do your homework on Shane Mosley at 135. He was magnificent at 135. And I'll scale back a little bit. That's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Floyd at 135 versus Shane Mosley in his prime at 135. That's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But you can literally say that about any like great fighter and throw them into another era. And I'm like, you can almost say all of them. None of them would be undefeated. None of them would be undefeated. So
Let me ask you a
saying goes.
question then.
Mm-hmm,
Let me ask you a question. Light heavyweights, yeah.
mm-hmm.
So to me, greatest fight, probably the greatest fighter. In fact, we can't even say him because he lost to Antonio Tarver. But Roy
Roy.
Jones,
Mm-hmm.
if Roy Jones was in his prime and he fought, in fact, it's difficult because he lost in it, so it's difficult to say Roy. Roy
No,
actually
we're
did
talking
lose.
Prime Roy. Go ahead. Prime Roy.
Who beats Prime Roy at light heavyweight, bro? That's a hard one, bro. I can't think of a fight that beats Prime.
I don't think that's probably the one. That's probably the one guy at the one weight class. And we talking what? You talking 175?
I'm
Or we
talking
just
about
talking Prime Roy period?
Prime Roy. Roy that beat Tony, bro. That's the Roy I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's one. So that's 160. That's 160 Roy.
Is that 160 or 168? I'm pretty sure that's 68. Is that not 68?
No, that was 60 because Tony actually moved up and fought Iran Barkley at 68 after that loss. That was 160. That was 160. So we talking 160 Roy. So we gotta. So I guess we gotta change the question. Is there anybody that can beat a Prime Roy? Period.
Okay. Is it because to me 175 Roy, like the 175 Roy, we started to see a little bit of deterioration in 175
Correct.
Roy. The
Correct.
Roy that beat Hopkins, the Roy that beat the Roy that beats Tony, that was 160 or 168. 160,
That
right?
was 160.
Okay,
Yeah,
that Roy, that's Prime Roy.
there's no that's probably the one guy at that weight.
What about Marvelous?
Hagler?
Would he have beat Roy? Marvelous.
No. No, Roy too, and I love Marvin Hagler, and I don't care what OG want to get on this camera and argue with me about that. But he was not Marvin Hagler was not beating prime Roy. Roy was about as close to Roy was Mike. He was Michael Jordan at 160. He was Mike Jordan at 160, like damn near untouchable
Who the
at
hell could have
160.
beaten this dude? I mean, it's a tough one.
Bro, it would have taken a guy. I'm gonna tell you the style that would have taken to beat a guy like Roy. Uh, and I can't even say this because he scaled up later on in his career, but a guy with a Roberto Duran type style is really the only dude that would have had a chance. So actually, Hagler would have had a chance, but Hagler liked to keep he liked to keep his chef hat on and stay in the kitchen too long.
Personally, bro, I think Leonard showed a blueprint to beat Hagler, and Roy being bigger but still maintaining that speed, he would have just done a better version of
Yeah,
what
he'd
Leonard done.
have did a better job of it. And I thought Hagler won that fight against Sugar Ray. I thought he won that fight. I think a lot of them Browns just Sugar Ray.
One on
It was
bravado.
smart. Yeah, it was smart. Don't get me wrong. It was smart. He pulled a Tyson Fury before Tyson Fury started doing it. Like that bravado in the last 30 seconds of the round.
Who's some of
That's
the
what he was doing.
greatest middleweights? Like I'm trying to think of some great middleweights over the years, and I just
Oh
can't
man,
think.
hold on. We talking going back?
I'm just trying to think about anyone who can beat Roy, and I'm just struggling to come up with a name.
I can't. It's listen. The guys that got the guys that would have had the best shots, right? And I'm talking prime. Like I'm gonna give you 5 names, but none of them beats prime Roy at 160. B Hop in his prime. I would say Tony in his prime. Hagler in his prime. Um, who else?
Canelo?
We can throw him in there.
I don't think Canelo would have beaten Roy.
No, he wouldn't have beat him. McClellan, Gerald McClellan was a really good fighter.
Gerald McClellan was a good fighter.
Yeah, really good fighter. 160, we talking.
What about what's his name? I don't even know what weight class he fought. This is how you know it. I don't know. There's so many dudes. Who's that dude that they say all of those dudes ran from in the
Nah, you talking about you're
middleweight?
not talking about Aaron Pryor, are you? You talking about Aaron Pryor? Yeah, Aaron
There's
Pryor
a dude
was
that
like
everybody said they ran
He
from.
was no, so Sugar Ray ran from that smoke. Like he
What
ran
weight
from
class
that
was
smoke. At that
what era?
time, that was Sugar Ray in them era. But Sugar Ray, I think that was 130. Was that 135? I think they was they 135, 140?
No. It wasn't.
I'm trying to see where we left off at. Oh, hold on. He said, "Watch Fury back foot before the uppercut." He literally said, "Hey, here comes Johnny," and Whyte said, "Who?"
To be.
I would, if we're talking last 20, I would say that's fair.
Yeah, he retired right in the years.
Michael Johnson.
I think Fury beats Mike Tyson.
Fury beats Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's what me and you, we disagree on that. But I understand why you're saying
it. A 6'9" dude versus a 5'10" dude.
I get it.
A dude versus a dude 280 pounds.
I'm with you.
Dude who only fights in spurts versus a dude who clinches, holds, wrestles. I mean, Tyson's got about a 4-round window before he gets gas tank.
But Fury's rib cage gonna look like Kool-Aid. Dylan Prime Mike. Burt Wood, how many retired undefeated?
What's his name? Rocky Marciano.
Marciano, yeah. Andre Southgate. Nah, I don't see Floyd being undefeated fighting those legends. He said, I don't see Fury as undefeated now. Lost to Wallen in the first Wilder fight. Should have lost. He just got a lucky break. Floyd different. He proved he was the best for everybody. So Andre, I gotta correct you. I gotta correct you on that. I don't think he lost the Wilding fight. I think the Wilding fight should have been stopped. I'll
I
say
don't even
that.
think that. I don't even think that. I
But it
think it
was so
could have
much
been
money on the
stopped.
table. It was so much money on the table. If that's anybody else, we probably like, yo, like why they didn't stop the fight. We've seen fights stop for less. For less.
Yeah, but at the
You know what I
same
mean?
time, bro, if it was that bad, how did Tyson Fury come back and win all the rounds? I mean, it's
Yeah.
an indictment against Walling.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Anything.
sure. Oh, it's either that or you can say Fury's that good under adversity, which he is that good under adversity. That's
I
what
just
makes him
think
great.
Walling. I mean, if I see a cut like that, bro, I'm putting my laces to open that cut. I'm using my teeth to open that cut. I'm doing
Yeah.
everything to open that cut.
He said he lost to Wilder and Wilder in my book. So you said the first fight. I don't think, like I said, like I don't think Wilder was lucky to get a draw. Like let's keep it a bean. He was lucky to get a draw in that first fight. But that's why he ran it back though. A lot of times the indictment, like it might have been a draw or something might have been a robbery, but usually when they run it right back, they know they lucked up. Like, and a lot of people don't talk about that with Wilder too. Like he tried to say like, oh, I need to clean that up. I need to make that right. And credit to him, that's what you're supposed to do. But usually with a draw, he had so much money on the table in that. See, if he would have listened to G5 and Shane, we'd have told him, yo, move on. We'd have told him move on. You're not gonna get 50-50. You're not gonna ever get 50-50 with AJ at that time.
Yeah.
Move on. Go get that $100-something million bag. And we can go revisit Tyson Fury whenever, whenever he want. But he ain't had to do it right. Listen, and promoters, y'all need to come pay us a visit. We can talk terms and money. You make the call. He said, Andre Southgate, you blind. He said, those are in my books, especially the Wilding fight. That was a lucky break for sure. Bro, so the thing is, bro, like you gotta look past the cut and you gotta look past the blood. There was still rounds to be scored, and a lot of those rounds, Wallin left a lot of meat on the bones. He
Literally.
left a lot of meat on the bones, bro. And the thing is, I don't give out sympathy rounds. It's either you won the round or you lost it. Like I don't come in with expectations. I don't say like, oh, that fighter didn't meet my expectations, so I'm giving the other guy the round. I don't do that. Shane don't do that either. You know what I'm saying? We judge around. What did you do? What did you do? And whoever did the most work, that's who we giving a round to. We don't give a damn who
Right.
it is. You know what I'm saying? Burt Wood, Fury is an all-time great in the last 20 years. Heavyweights. Yeah, no, we give you that. No, we give you that for sure. But listen, man, we gonna close this. We gonna close this one out. Not to be honest with you,
Yeah.
if I could literally put on here like the definition of G5 Jeff TV, I would snip it from 1 hour 15 to 1 hour 45. Like that's probably the best half hour that Shane and I have had on camera in a while. Just breaking down X's and O's, no fluff, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely getting snippets out of this one. I know we always timestamp, but I'm definitely getting snippets out of this one. This is one of my favorite shows, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, we don't throw a goddamn uppercut mid range and lead with the shit.
Literally.
That's the point of the whole show. But Shane, give me your social media, bro.
I Shane the number one. I will say though, the point of the show is don't throw it unless you're fighting Dillian Whyte. That's and for all
That's a
the
fact. That's a
for all the
fact.
94,000 fans that went to that, I apologize to you for spending all of that money. I
Yo,
apologize because you
if I
created a great atmosphere, but it ain't worth that. I'll tell you that for free. That fighter is not
bro,
worth.
I promise you, if I ever got a chance, if I ever had a chance to interview like Buster Douglas, that probably would have been the one question I would have asked.
What the
Like,
hell was you thinking?
what was you thinking with that lead uppercut? Like, because this is traditionally not correct. Like, I would ask questions like that just to pick fighters' brains from a technical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? But go follow Boxing First Vlog. Go follow his channel on YouTube. Follow him on social media, Boxing First Vlog on Twitter and Instagram. Big shout out to him. He working right now, getting that cheddar. You know what I mean? Big shout out to him. And I'm all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5FTV. The website, G5FTV.com. We're going to revamp that whole thing. We got to get locked and loaded for season 3 of the
Give me
Prediction
some time,
Fantasy
man.
League.
I'll be
Yeah,
back to where I'll be back
yeah,
to my best next week. By next week, I'm fully,
yeah.
fully, fully, fully on.
So
Fully on.
we're gonna actually have a we're gonna actually come out with a little promo, like a little promo video for season 3.
A
Second
few
thing, we gotta get
announcements to make with
a,
those as well. So this
yeah,
coming week, just give me. That's all I'm.
yo,
Give me 7 days.
season
That's all I'm asking.
season
7 days.
3 is sponsored by somebody heavy. I just want to let y'all know that season 3 is sponsored by somebody heavy. We're gonna actually announce that. We're gonna have a promo video, the whole 9. Big shout out to season 2 winner, my man Will Stokes. Big shout out
Will
to him, man.
Stokes.
We gotta get him. We gotta get him. We gotta get him straight. So he's getting a championship belt and $550 from us from season 2. So we're gonna announce the sponsor for the season 3, when it's gonna start, new rules and all that other stuff, and really get down to it. It's gonna be multiple prizes. We're gonna have a lot of little promotional things. It's gonna be so crazy. Like so the website's gonna look completely different. Give us like 10 days. Give us like 10 days because we actually gonna have the sponsor on the website, new articles, the whole 9, and we just gonna revamp the whole thing. So it's gonna look completely crazy. And we ain't even get into writing the articles and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even get into that. Like I wrote one recently, but we're gonna consistently get back into that bag. And just to let y'all know, like I got approved for my time off at work. So your boy about to start hitting these boxing streets and start hitting these gyms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to get real crazy. So we just had to give y'all a little taste of what Shane and I'll be bringing to y'all, like just in case y'all forgot how crazy it actually get, man. So we're gonna be back tomorrow. Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, that's gonna be the conversation all tomorrow. We're gonna talk technicals, all that. We're gonna show highlight footage, different things that we see from each guy. Like we really gonna break that shit down. Hopefully vlog will be in for that one, but if not, you're gonna get another textbook lesson from Shane and myself today. Any final thoughts, bro?
Nah, bro. Just hair ready to go, bro. I'm here,
Absolutely.
bro.
Yes, sir. So listen, on behalf of VP Shane, Boxing First Vlog, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, this was a classic one, y'all. We're gonna bring y'all some snippets of this one for sure. But we'll be back tomorrow. Stevenson Valdez, man. We out.